and happy Easter, everyone. Welcome to the PHLY Sixers Watch Along, our very first watch along here with the gang. We're all here on a Sunday, on Easter. Derek Bodner, Kyle Neubeck, Devon Givens. Brianna is producing. We're going to be here with you for the entirety of
Brianna
the
might
Sixers
be coming on the show
Raptors
sooner than you
game.
think.
Absolutely.
3 hours here.
Yeah, she's going to be in here. Sixers Raptors game, 6 o'clock start for them in Toronto, in the 6, as they say it. And while we thought it might get a little interesting, of course, you watch the game we watch with you. We also thought maybe we might have some news for the game potentially as early as today when it comes to the big fella making his return. That's not today. He's out. But we do have news because the other All-Star, he's out. Tyrese Maxey not in the game. So we watch along with you as no Tyrese Maxey in the game at all. He is out with a little hip issue, but you get Kyle Lowry back in Toronto for the first time in the Sixers uniform, and maybe he'll follow and have another game in Toronto where he has a big game here, campaigning the starting lineup with him. But first, let's say what's up and happy Easter to my partners here, Kyle Neubeck. We have 3.5 hours of this here.
Yeah.
So
I just want to say,
Devon's in podcast mode when we really need to just be in we're hanging out.
That's
mode.
Intro mode.
So yeah,
now we can get.
I just want to say, a couple days ago, Devon's sales pitch with this was, "Come watch us as we leave the studio to go to the bathroom." So he had
that's interesting on a Sunday.
He had 48 hours to come up with a better one, and his sales pitch was, "Hey, they didn't get Joel Embiid back like we wanted them to, but they also don't have Tyrese Maxey. So come join us. Spend 3 hours of your afternoon.
Aren't you supposed to be
us.
the radio professional over here? Derek and I are the ones who are supposed to struggle with the promo side. Buddy.
I said it's now interesting. The guys are not playing. It could get nuts. So let's get nuts. But look, folks, we're just going to sit here, watch the game, and we're going to hang out with you here, watch the game, talk a little junk. You'll see us eat some snacks and leave and walk away to the bathroom. You can't travel with us to the bathroom, but you can say, "Hey, what the hell is he doing?" That kind of thing.
I'm going to save you from yourself over there. I'm just going to, I see Mark Jackson said, "Welcome back from vacation, bro." To me, thank you, Mark. I appreciate that. We got Winona, my girl in the house. Valhos, who we did meet the other night. Val showed up. Deek said hello, was wearing her PHLY shirt. Awesome to meet her. We got our guy Al, the 2-minute warning, obviously, in the chat. Who else? Jada Jungle, our guy Vince, few others will be popping through, I'm sure.
So they'll be hanging out with us all night, and you'll get to see how we watch. A lot of times we don't say anything, but I guess we have to because we have cameras.
We're going to have to pretend we're much more interesting.
Me sitting here going like this is probably not going to be the most entertaining live stream, so we will try to adjust a little bit.
Yeah. So, and Brianna will pop in here every now and again because Bree is here. So we'll see.
Hit us over the head with a rubber mallet to make sure that we're paying attention, and
just
add some slapstick comedy to this show.
Well, Tyrese Maxey's not playing though. So what do you think of that? He's out.
I think it sucks.
Yeah, it
frankly.
does suck.
It
does.
Let's see.
8 games left, folks.
Best player on the team is still out. Second best player on the team is out. We basically have slandered the third best player on the team for the last 2 months.
It's not slander if it's true.
It's not. I'm using slander in the colloquial form, not how it's actually supposed to be used. The alleged third guy has been on a complete misery path for 2 months, essentially. So,
and then the fourth guy's been going to a chiropractor to try to fix his shoulder, and he can't shoot.
Yeah, well, at least
it's true.
Look, Kelly has basically been the third guy. We talked about it recently, so it's going to be imposed on him to, I guess, have a big night tonight. I guess the good news is they are playing a bad team.
This team is awful.
They can still win this garbage.
This team is awful.
12 in a row, the Raptors have lost, including some games against some bad teams. Like they lost to the Hornets, I believe. They lost to the Wizards, the Nets.
You're going too far, man.
I love you, Devon.
They're not in the category of Charlotte, Washington, and Detroit.
Those ass Nets, especially their best player.
So they have lost some winnable games. Can I phrase it like that? Is that a little less?
Yeah. It's already been tough enough. It's already been tough enough. Yeah.
Pistons. They lost to the Pistons. I can throw them in that group. Yeah.
That team is awful. By the way, folks, if you see me put like when we were doing the one show where I had my shoe off and people saw underneath the desk.
There are some shoes coming off today.
I'm taking my shoe off.
I mean, Derek's showing a lot of leg over there.
I came up in
Derek's
shorts.
Showing leg. Devon's taking his shoes off. I don't know what I have to do. I think I'm going to keep all extremities and body parts covered.
Well, you know, mine is Achilles related. I do take my shoe off and watch the game, so I'm putting my foot up on the table. It's just happening.
You just all got to prepare. Like when it gets nice out, I am in shorts. It might be shorts and a hoodie, but I am in shorts.
You and Jamie, man.
Whenever it's
nice. Hey, we got a super chat from our guy Ash Monroe, who has been conspicuously absent recently.
Yes,
and he's with us on Friday. On Friday though,
he says, "Happy Easter, boys." With Joel close to returning, I am back. Also, insert Stringer Bell gif. I'm assuming. What wire gif is there? That is it. I want you to put the word out there that we back up. Is it that one?
Yeah, that's a good one. Thinking about, because there's so many characters that everyone knows from The Wire. I'm trying to think of a really good one.
I'm just trying. The gifs are all pretty iconic. Like the one Weebay one where he's looking around the room. And
yeah, that's a classic one.
Have we all seen The Wire here?
I have not actually seen it. I started it once and I never got through it.
You would enjoy it.
It's been on my to-do list for 15 years now. But yeah,
or you can just simply yell, "Omar's coming" with Joel just walking in. Yeah, just play the whistle right there. That's it.
Which is funny because I love shows like that. Yeah. I've just never got because I've wanted to watch it straight through and I just haven't blocked
said
it
it was time. The we back up, so I identified that correctly. All right, we'll completely remove Derek from this conversation while we wait for the game. Who is your favorite side character in The Wire, or just favorite character in general?
Snoop was probably my favorite.
Okay,
yeah, Snoop was my favorite. And people who watch The Wire, Derek, all you have to do is look up the best scene of all time, the intro to the show, the one where she goes into the hardware store.
That's a
classic,
all timer.
She goes in there to buy a nail gun, and everything that goes on from there is fantastic. Her ending, the car scene.
Doing a live show and they're starting Kyle Lowry campaign. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Campaign went up. Well, we thought he didn't get enough minutes in the last game. So
that's great. That doesn't mean I want to see him starting and playing 35.
Well, he's going against, with all due respect.
No, they've lost 12 straight. I get it.
My favorite character was Slim Charles because he had the highest ratio of great lines per appearance of anybody on the show. My favorite one being, the thing about the old days,
they're the old days. Right. And look, the Method Man ending, of course, where he was like, and look, he never changes his emotion. That's always the great part about it, too. When he's saying that about the old days, and he's, of course, dropping Method Man. And
gotta love Slim Charles.
Gotta love Slim Charles.
That's all right, here we go. Yeah, we're tipping off.
All right, Mo Bamba loses the tip.
Devon's going to do live play-by-play for 3 hours.
Well, no, it was more of you're supposed to win the tip-off against Kelly Olynyk.
You would think so.
That's my point.
Has anybody done play-by-play at any capacity in their lives?
No.
I have not.
It seems like the most terrifying, toughest job in the world. I don't think I could ever do it.
I was invited to do color once for the Blue Coats, but it kind of got in the way of the schedule for an actual game for the Sixers.
By the way, do you guys know what Toronto's net rating is over this 12-game losing streak?
Bad.
96.
Negative 17.5.
Oh.
The second worst team.
The Lowry to Bamba lob is now up there with
one hoop a game.
The Chris Paul to Blake Griffin lob.
You mentioned it the other day.
Many are calling them the new Lob City.
Kyle Lowry's going to have another flashback here against his former team. Another flashback.
Campaign and Buddy are Splash Brothers.
They're splashing something.
Second worst team over that 12-game stretch, negative 13. So they are 4 points per 100 worse than the second worst team.
Yeah.
Okay.
They stink.
Do they extend their losing streak to 13? The Sixers extend the Raptors' losing streak to 13 here. Come on, let's predict
they better win this game.
They better, yes. It doesn't. They should win this basketball game. They should. All right. This is how we watch it, folks.
So tough for Cam to go to his right.
Complete silence. Yeah, 5-0.
Great defense there by the Raptors. Completely uncontested.
That's what I'm saying. You should.
What did they give up for Kelly Olynyk?
Was it
a first?
I think they gave up a first. Yeah, and then they already extended him as well. Yeah. So that's already. I think that was kind of implied by sending a first for him.
Oh, sure. You don't give up a first for a rental, but Masai has done some weird shit with first over the last
shout out
years.
to our guy, Martian Lynch, by the way, with a Canadian dollar super chat. I don't know if that's a form of
Did
doxing.
We know that? Did we know he was Canadian?
I did not know that.
So I'm just pointing it out. It says Sixers watch party is a form of torture in 2024. Well, you're here with us, buddy, and we really appreciate that.
See, Lowry, flashback, man.
Transition
I'm telling you,
three. Ooh.
Flashback. Kyle Lowry going back to his Toronto days. We already got the Tobias Harris 3-pointer, Derek. The over-under that Kyle, what was the number? 3.5?
3 attempts.
3 attempts. 3 attempts or 3 makes?
No,
3
I
attempts.
said 3 attempts.
It was attempts.
All right, we got one already.
Because I took the under.
I was the only to go over of the three of us.
Looking bad for me.
Some
people are going to be slightly ahead of us too, because they'll probably be on cable, and we're
our stream is always behind too.
Yeah, well,
so bear with
thanks,
us, folks.
Comcast. This isn't the Xfinity studio, I'll tell you that.
All right, Kelly got a bucket and didn't complain for a foul.
10-2 Raptors timeout.
Over under 18 for Kyle in a revenge game.
I'm going just under because I think he'll have a decent number of assists as well, but I feel like he'll be just under that 18.
I'll go over. I think he has a big night.
Okay.
In part because their defense is garbage.
I think I'll roll with you, Derek. I'll take the over on that.
Look at that. They just leave me. I don't mind being on an island on this one. That's okay. I'll take it if he has 21 and they win. I'm good with it. Absolutely. Al says, it's no way Kyle lets us lose this game. Lowry or Neubeck.
Well, unfortunately, there's nothing I can do here.
Well, you did update your
and
status
let's be honest,
in your
if you were on the court, there's
game.
nothing you could do there either.
I did say I was available despite eating a gluttonous amount of butter cake, which I asked, have you ever had butter cake?
I have not had butter cake.
Are you familiar with like what it is?
Possibly, but not by name.
I actually have some out in the car.
Okay.
I might, on the way out, give you some. I grew up with it being a brunch item. We did.
Oh yeah, yeah.
We did butter
I
cake
Googled it
as part of Easter brunch. I can't remember where we used to get it from. There's a place, I think it's in like Drescher we used to go to, but there's a place in the Northeast that does it really well. My sister actually made it today, but today I had it with ice cream as a dessert rather than as part of, it's like a sweet part of brunch normally as I've had it traditionally. Definitely for my people who have not had butter cake, look it up and get your hands on some. It is basically 50% confectioner sugar. So it's delicious, but it's horrible for you.
Yeah.
It's not horrible for you. It's fantastic for you.
It's great for your soul. Horrible for your probably everything else.
So we would typically have, as far as the desserts, pound cake.
Yeah, it reminds me of it's like a pound cake, right?
Yeah. Just a little more.
There are variations of it. So the ones I had growing up were very gooey.
Okay.
Yes,
but that's not what. That's certainly not close.
The
to
texture
pound
of what you're talking about is totally different.
Yeah.
But as far as you say, the look of it, kind of,
right.
Yeah, that's what it would look like. So pound cake. My grandmother, my mom would make whatever version of pie, sweet potato pie, apple pie. By the way, I'm not a pie person. I'll only eat sweet potato pie. That's
really?
It. Yeah, that's it. Everything else, I'm out. And you guys know I like my desserts. I love the sweets, but I can't do pie.
There's always some form of candy or dessert in here from one of us. So.
Well,
I think we all
got
share
some
that
hidden
in
under
common.
the table right here for us right now. So there's that.
Look at the Carolina blue sweatsuit from Tyrese.
All right. He's just resting a little bit.
Tightness.
Big game on Tuesday at home.
I'm really hoping that Joel plays in that game because I would love to see a real game against that Thunder team.
That Thunder team is fun.
Yeah.
Did you see Isaiah Joe's dunk the other day?
Oh my goodness. I had honestly legitimately had no idea he had that in
Yeah.
there.
Two hands too.
I was always an Isaiah
Good
Joe fan,
turnover.
but that was woof.
Yeah. I didn't see that one happening.
That was brutal.
He'd be so good next to Joel Embiid.
Somebody said Tobias over under 20 points. Front running fan base said they'll take the under. I'm definitely going under.
Over under 20?
I don't know. This is the Charlotte-esque team he usually has a good game against.
Nah, I'll go under on this one. I agree with you on this one, Kyle.
I'm always going to bet Tobias unders at this point. Just go with the math on that one.
Really?
Oh, that's a
really?
I
don't know.
I need a retroactive foul on Paul George if that's a a foul on campaign there.
Yeah, that was kind of weak there.
What's up to Brent, who's saying hello in the chat?
What up, Brent?
I probably should keep my computer closer. Guys, like Inside Baseball, normally the TV that we're watching the actual game on has blown up comments and we can see everything nicely. So I apologize if I'm a little slow on the draw.
You just got to get in the habit of arguing with everyone in the chat. Then you're always looking at the chat on your laptop anyway.
Did you tell me I need to get in the habit of arguing with more people? Because I don't think you want to go down
on
that
the
road.
Chat. You don't argue on the chat. You just yell at them on the screen.
Yeah, I guess.
All right. Let's see.
Derek and Devon both got to meet my parents the other night and figured out exactly why I am the way I am. With my dad
like
screaming at the game.
Manual on why you're
game.
nuts.
Your dad was cool too. He's walking around talking to everyone, and
no, he told everybody that the refs suck.
That's two things about my dad. He's not afraid to talk to absolutely anyone, and he can't stand referees in any sport. So.
Coach Lowell Ricketts. Is Maxey sitting out so everyone can return on Tuesday? That's the hope, Coach. Get that rest for that hip. Close things down on this stretch of after tonight's 7 games and playing against a good team like that. You would hope so.
He just had a right hand, man.
Kelly, God gave you 2 hands for a reason.
I'll give him credit, though. He attempted it with his right. He almost never attempts. I would love to go back and watch. Maybe that's what I'll do in the summer when we have a little more time. I'll go back and I'll watch every layup. I bet you he hasn't taken more than 10 layups all year with his right hand.
I would say you're probably right.
It's wild sometimes watching him contort his body to go back with his left.
One game we were watching and he said, hey, you would have finished that had you laid that up with the right instead of getting it blocked.
There's probably
a made 3 from Kelly. That's a good sign.
There's probably 10 shots this year that he's gotten blocked because he's brought it back to his left when he shouldn't have.
Yep. Look up, Tobias. Look ahead. Yeah. Kelly's hot though. He said, all right, take this. That's 8. That's 8 early for Kelly.
That might have been a 4-point play. He certainly thinks it was.
But he's 50,000, man. That'll change your mind a little bit.
I'm telling you, man, he's not going to get a whistle. I'm just making observations.
They need the whistle in the playoffs. So right now, just shut up. Just go out there and play. He can
shut up for the rest of the season. I'm not sure he's coming back from that one. You can't walk back 6 feet in the span.
Where's Jonte Porter at right now?
I thought I saw him on the bench after everything happened.
He's on a 2-way, right? Is he a 2-way?
I believe so.
I think so, but I thought I saw him in street clothes, and they just decided, hey.
I'll tell you what, that Porter family, they're unique.
They're interesting.
They are. How many of them are there?
I think there's 3, right? But only 2 in the NBA?
No, I mean in total. They have a big family.
I don't know.
They have a huge family. The sisters play basketball also. Basketball family. I don't know about the gambling, but a basketball family.
I don't know about anything other than the basketball with them. I've heard some strange things, but not the time or the place for that. B-ball Paul. Yeah, I just what do you do with a guy who's under investigation for gambling? Does he have to stay away from the program entirely?
I have no clue.
Is that more importantly, why was I not informed that there was a fix in? I would have gotten in on these crooked lines. Make some side money, We're doing all right over here, but
whoa, what was that?
If there's a gambling conspiracy I can be a part of, just somebody get me in that group chat or the DM, whatever it is. I'm just kidding.
Probably Signal. You don't want that traceable.
Clearly, it wasn't that untraceable. So they got in a WhatsApp and said, "Nah, that's probably good enough, right?"
WhatsApp was good before Facebook bought them. I don't trust Meta for shit.
Well,
there you go, Kelly Oubre. You talk about the playmaking, Derek. He's been playmaking.
Look, honestly, he's been much better at that in the last 2 weeks. This is probably the best playmaking stretch of his career. Now, some of that is, damning with faint periods, but he's been legitimately. If he played like this more often, I would not have had as many concerns in the offseason. Also, if he played like this more often, he would have been under a minimum contract. So, No, that was the inconsistent outside shot and the hero ball black hole stuff was my 2 biggest concerns.
Right. And he's been sharing the ball.
What is
Good look there. Paul Reed, 2 good plays so far.
building off of the other night. He played very well.
And look, he's a little unorthodox, as we know, when he goes to the basket sometimes.
Who, B-ball? He's not a little unorthodox. He's very unorthodox.
But his way...
That's like saying I'm a little awkward. Like, no.
His way works.
How do you get called for a foul there?
Lowry pushed him in the back.
That's just stupid.
Didn't expect the ball.
To your point, I think last year was the year that Paul really started making strides as a finisher.
He's got like legitimately good touch and body control.
And it certainly helped that he's playing with James Harden last year, right?
Yep.
Who's threading them passes on the move and what have you. But he's done a lot of work to get better there. It was not the greatest defensive sequence there. Says a lot about the Raptors that Cam Payne and Kyle Lowry aren't getting just absolutely abused on the other end.
What's the whistle? Sound like that? Was that? I don't know. I'm hearing things. I thought
maybe
that was
Breeze on a different stream. Who knows?
Okay.
Or maybe the sound is off.
Yeah. No, it's all good.
No, you're good.
I heard a whistle. I knew it was.
The chat was saying that they're pretty far ahead of us.
Yeah.
Someone in the chat, that's not going to work. Too much of a delay. Like, someone in the chat, when the first quarter ends, like, just type that the first quarter ended. I'm curious how far back we are.
I always just assume we're pretty...
I'd load up the stream on my laptop and watch from there, but then Kyle will yell at me if I react to something, so can't do that.
I don't like spoilers, even though, it's just a basketball game, but...
Okay. I think the Sixers are going to make a 3 here.
You think? Bang, bang. Wow, Derek. It's amazing. You have foresight. I really am looking forward to seeing Buddy play with Joel.
Yeah.
That opening stretch where he shot the hell out of the ball. We need that back. For the
and also, he's a competent decision maker. Like, the creativity is never going to blow you away, but when you have Joel Embiid taking up so much attention from the defense, like those passing lanes with his gravity and Joel Embiid's gravity will just be wide open. And as long as he's competent, they can run a lot of stuff off.
Can we get some Ricky minutes today too, please?
We're getting some Ricky minutes.
Can that be my gift on Easter?
We're getting some of those.
Listen.
We better. How many times have we said that with Nick Nurse where it just seemed like it called for that? And yeah.
Please, Nick, as a gift to me. That's all I'm asking for.
So, someone asked about Liberty for the Raptors. All I know is he's from DePaul, and that's my extent of watching Liberty play basket. Javon Freeman, Liberty. Watched him a few games ago with the Nets, as Derek talked about. They lost to the Nets and didn't seem like he did much. And that's where Toronto is right now with their rebuild, giving guys a chance, giving them an opportunity. They've had success, as we know, with their G League team. So we'll see. But that was Khalil asking
Gatorade's making water now?
They have water now. Yeah. Yeah, they have water now.
Isn't the whole point of Gatorade that it's not water?
Was there any overlap with Liberty and People?
I don't remember because he's been in the league for 4 years now. So I don't know. That's a good question. Paul Reed has been in the league for 4 years now. I don't know. But Freeman Liberty is a rookie.
Okay.
Can't say I am familiar with his game.
That's all right.
Look at this. Vintage Kyle Lowry when he could actually make a layup.
Championship year, of course.
It's wild just watching him shoot layups like a normal basketball player, where now it looks like he's got like one working leg. It's so crazy.
Running
like I get
faster.
it. He's 38.
You can see the difference in the speed for real. You're right. Yeah.
Absolutely. He was never so I wouldn't ever have put him at like the top end of speed guys, but definitely at
he
his
was quick.
He
was quick.
Quickness, great at changing speeds as well. It's actually something I think that has come to drive me nuts about Tobias, by the way. His ability to decelerate is non-existent. Just blows me away.
Yeah. look at those rankings. Second in points, first in steals and assists for the Raptors franchise, Kyle Lowry. He'll have his number probably retired there if they do that.
Oh, so, because to me, he's like Mr. Raptor.
And that's where I would get into the conversation of people, they would yell, Kyle Lowry's not a Hall of Famer. Of course, we can get into all that later, but that stuff comes into play. The All-Star, the championship, that's where those conversations come in.
We'll say, I feel like Buddy has been at least slightly better than his defensive rep since he's gotten here. He's certainly had some moments where I'm like, all right.
One-on-one, I think he's okay. And I think he's not good, but he's okay. And he's okay against a pretty wide selection of players. Like, he doesn't get completely blown by shorter guys. He doesn't get completely overpowered by bigger guys. He's not really good at defending either of them, but he's not a complete train wreck on either archetype either. It's the off-ball stuff that drops him down a peg. Yeah. But on-ball, I think he's been better than I expected, and certainly I think better than he was earlier on in his career.
And then he'll just have those moments like everyone else where he loses the focus, and it's a bad losing focus moment.
There's just a couple of them on this team, a couple too many.
Right, yeah.
You can only have so many bozos on one team before things really go off the rails, you know?
Say the same thing about podcasts.
Wow.
But here we are.
What if you just make it a podcast completely out of bozos?
Aren't we trying that? Isn't that the
I'm saying.
mission statement of PHLY Sixers?
Do they all cancel out or what? I don't know how that goes.
Oh
boy. That was dangerous.
Well, speaking of bozos, that wasn't the smartest play.
That's what Kelly said. I got it from here.
Oh my God, man.
I got it from here.
He is a wild man.
You talking about over-unders. He's probably going to have like 20, 21 himself in this one.
Yeah, that's why I was not hammering the Tobias under, but definitely on Tobias under because figured Kelly would be really taking advantage of his opportunity to get him up tonight.
What is he sitting on already? About 10? Yeah, he's got 10, 4 for 7.
Good for him.
Made both of his threes already.
Yeah, that definitely helps. If he, that's the thing with him. That's been really the only thing that hasn't been there at all. Everything else, at least in flashes or stretches of time, you're seeing like the passing, the defense, finishing at the rim, certainly, because he gets there a ton. The shooting has just been miserable. So if he hits shots, that's like the final level for him.
Yep.
Man, for a second, I looked up and saw number 11, and I was like, Jaden Springer. What the fuck? I forgot. That's Doughton's number. Did he play at all in the 3 games where I was out of commission?
Springer?
No, Doughton.
Oh, Doughton. No.
See, now I'm tripping you up.
No, Doughton, I don't remember. No, I don't think so.
I was about to say, that looks like a turnover waiting to happen.
When did you leave? You left the
Sunday.
Clippers, right? The Clippers were the first games you weren't at?
Did he play the Clippers?
He played 12 minutes against Clippers,
okay.
yeah. I think it was mostly garbage time.
Those were memorable.
He was out the other 2 games.
Another Kyle Lowry 3, by the way. That over of 18. Looking juicy.
Looking pretty good. Jordan Noir, Sixer killer from the Bucks.
He ain't killing shit in Toronto. Great example of how important. I feel like this is very cliche, but how important it is to be in like the right spot as a role player. You go from, oh man, I'm playing off of Giannis and I'm getting all these open shots and can minimize your weaknesses to a degree. Nice play by Doughton.
Look at alley-oop to Nick Batum.
I was going to say, that's definitely too high. So credit to Nico for getting his hands on that. But yeah, now.
You trying to say Gary Trent's not creating those opportunities?
Yeah, I'd say that's probably accurate, right? Okay. By the way, I'm all in on any ridiculous Grady Dick jersey swap. I don't think there are any Sixers combinations that would be funny, right? I mean, if you want to stretch it, Maxey Dick would be the closest one.
Yeah, but that's stretching it.
Yeah,
and it's
that's
not,
what I'm
let's
saying.
put it this way. It's not as good as the swap that you're clearly referencing.
Yeah,
there are a lot of great ones out there.
The Orlando Magic one was the best so far.
It was the best because you could just see them both like holding back a giant laugh.
Well, I remember when I was looking at it, someone from Orlando was trying to pull Anthony Black away from whatever. I don't know if it was game related or if it was they knew exactly what was about to happen.
But then the social media team posted it. I can't believe they went through and posted it.
And then they took it down.
Did they?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't see them take it down.
They did take it down.
Yeah, that was the stunning part to me was that they actually posted it.
Yeah, well, you know.
Look, I'm all
good content's good content.
I'm not saying it was wrong.
Oh, what are you jumping for there, bro?
We got a good one. CJ Jones, though, in the chat. You want to look at that one?
Oh, see, I think we're all
Dick Payne. That is a good one.
I think we're all thinking of Grady's jersey at the second half of the combination.
Right.
But yeah, no.
CJ, you're the current winner. Right now.
That's a good one.
The Grady Dick jersey swap contest.
This Toronto team stinks.
They stink so much.
Yeah.
Masai Ujiri.
The Sixers without Embiid
big time
and Maxey.
fraud watch for
living off that championship.
You are a noted Masai hater.
Living off
it's so fun. Like, I should have just leaned into it and said, yeah, I'm a Masai hater because he's only vindicated every negative stance people have had about him this year. Fucking stinking it up again. Although, like, look, I think
their deadline return was reasonable.
Yeah, I do like quickly. So we'll see. Now that they have like one real guard, I think that definitely helps. Their commitment over the last few years to having nobody who can dribble a basketball was really something. I would not recommend that Jeff Doughton Jr. just personally. But yeah, once they resemble a real basketball team, we'll see. I'm not going to sit here and act like Masai's never accomplished anything. It's just once he won that title, it's just been real downhill. I knew a foul was coming.
I heard that whistle.
Trying to think of the other. What other team has?
I like
the
that we
best
got
Grady
into
Dick?
the first quarter and we already started making dick jokes.
Well, we're gonna be here for multiple hours. So
a few hours.
Trying to think of the team that has the best combo for that.
What is jersey swap?
Yeah. Which reminds me, there's an old NASCAR driver whose actual given name was Dick Trickle.
Yes. Yes.
I don't remember that.
Someone woke up one day and named their son Richard Trickle. That was certainly
he went by Dick too.
He went by Dick Trickle. That was certainly a decision one could make. I respect it though. You got to have some real confidence in yourself.
Did you ever see the Cameron Diaz, Ashton Kutcher, Las Vegas? What was it? Something Las Vegas movie? And the boss's name was Dick Banger.
No.
Richard Banger.
I had a gym teacher growing up whose name was Dick Butts. So I don't know what they were thinking.
All right, so we're not that far behind.
No, we're not that far off now. In the first 35-27. So the Raptors with a little bit of a run there as the Sixers, let them back in there.
I still think it should be an easy win.
It should.
I mean, imagine how bad you have to be defensively to go up 35 in the first quarter to the Sixers without Embiid and Maxey.
Pretty bad.
That is not
frankly.
A team humming on all cylinders.
The Raptors look like they're choosing chill a little too much over there. It's one thing to choose chill with Coors Light, as we often do, but they are choosing chill in the middle of a basketball game.
Out of the 9 players to play for the Sixers, only 2 have not scored. Jeff Doughton, 0 for 1. The other, Tobias Harris, 0 for 2. 5 minutes of action.
So my unders bets are looking pristine right now.
Yeah.
Pristine. Oy vey.
Well, it's the Raptors. They coughed the ball up 4 times in the first quarter. 2 by Doughton, 1 by Buddy Hield. Campaign with 1. Rebounding 9, even at 9, so nothing crazy. The Sixers have made 7 3-pointers, though.
What did you guys make of the Kim Mulkey thing?
The Washington Post story?
Yeah. Like after the way, and I don't even want to say the way it was hyped because it's not like the Washington Post was hyping it up beforehand.
She went
But with
nuts.
the way Pat Ford sort of like preempted it and then she went nuts, I was expecting something a little more explosive.
It's basically the definition of hit dog hollering, I think, because she acted like this was going to be this gigantic scandal type thing.
And most of the bad stuff. And look, she has some worldviews I very much don't agree with. And I'm sure she's a person I wouldn't like or get along with at all. But most of the bad stuff in that article was stuff that we already knew. It was all a matter of public record already.
It was a good story, but I didn't understand her tactic with it. It's like, I think she brought more attention on it
100%
than would have been on that story.
If she didn't react the way she did, if she didn't react the way she did, I wouldn't have read that story. And I think there's a lot of people like that too.
I wonder if she was thinking of some things that maybe she knew she did wrong in the past, and she thought that maybe they got their info.
A Kim Mulkey stan will tell you that the way she reacted, it probably got some segments of that pulled out. I don't think that's true. The Washington Post, I'm sure, was preparing and checking everything to make sure there was nothing that they could get sued for before she went
100%.
ballistic. So I don't think that's what happened. I think she probably got word that like the reporter was asking around to her father, maybe. Just speculating, of course. And maybe that's what threw her off. Or maybe she just thought there was something else that they would have dug up. Who knows? But yeah, she brought so many more eyeballs on that than would have been on there otherwise.
And it seems like the LA Times story is the one that got that.
Well, because that was just lazy.
Yeah,
and cheap.
that was bad. Yeah.
No, the Washington Post one was a profile.
What what is going on in this game?
A little bit of pain.
First of all, they're playing small, by the way.
KJ Martin at the 5, shooting 3s.
Oh, here we go.
All right.
Everyone's favorite play.
You got it at
Tobias
12.
Post up.
Oh, come on. You got to make that pass, dude.
Oh, my God, man.
Fucking MS DOS stuttered there.
So he put Campaign in a bad spot, but he bailed him out.
He's going to get an assist for that. It's a horrible pass.
Yeah. But no, man, I mean, the LA Times one was the worst part.
Oh, that was just lazy.
Yeah.
It was lazy and it was filled with all kinds of wording that make me uncomfortable.
Kelly was uncomfortable trying to play defense there.
Let me see how many fouls he has. Doesn't matter.
I was going to say, he's got to be careful. Look at that. Extra pass.
He has 1.
Extra pass for Buddy 3. We love that, Kelly.
When he's on the floor like this, he feels like he's the best player out there.
I think Kelly thinks he's the best player on the floor no matter who he's playing with.
When he's out there with Embiid, I don't think so. I think he's the second. He thinks he's the second or third.
Okay, maybe that's true. Yeah. But
push the break.
Look, as long as he's making passes like that, no real complaints.
There you go.
Look at that.
There
Here comes a brick.
There you go.
That's okay. His second.
That's his second attempt.
Okay. But now that he's 0 for 2, does he take the third? That's $1 million or the $40 million.
He won't have a choice because this defense is so bad. He will find an open area.
There are a lot of open shots.
Yes,
right now.
He will not have a choice. But he's 0 for 4 so far. I didn't mind him not making that pass there.
Yeah. That's one I'll live with.
Yeah, he couldn't make that pass.
Ooh. They're going to have to review that.
Yeah, they are.
Which shoulder did he previously hurt?
I want to say shooting.
I think it was... it doesn't look like he's grabbing his shoulder anyway. The way he went down, it just looked
that
like
was a nasty fall, man. He did the classic soccer player move. He looked up to see where the officials were and then went right back down.
And look, Gary Temple's not a dirty player in his career.
No, he was going for the ball.
Yeah, he went for the ball. Just a nasty spill.
It's just when you're up in the air like that and somebody's coming from an angle.
Yeah.
That's how I broke my foot a couple years ago. I jumped and somebody just like very gingerly touched me. And when you're up in the air like that, and at my age, I get way up there.
I was gonna say you can get up there like that.
Someone in the chat said Derek looks athletic. So there it is. There it is. Yeah, but him falling, that was left hip. It looked like he fell on his hip.
You ever fall? Like,
yes.
None of us are getting that. Have you ever fall and hit your hip like that? That is not a good feeling. Because that shoots through like your whole side of your body.
I can get up that high. I used to be able to.
I used to be able to dunk in game, and those days are long behind me now.
Well, see, since I'm coming from a lower place, I can get high, but I couldn't dunk. I could tap the backboard. That's what I was doing. Tap backboard.
It was funny. I was sitting there at because my mother actually watches the show on occasion, and she's like, "So is Devon the one with the cousin who plays?" I'm like, "Yeah." She's like, "But he looks shorter." Yes. I'm like, "Yeah, he's shorter."
I didn't get the height. They did. His younger brother, the youngest, is 6'7". He's 6'7". Mikhail is. His other younger brother is 6'1".
This is where no sound is really killing me, not knowing what's going on.
And his older brother is 6 foot. His dad is 6'4". Okay. So they got the height. Yeah.
That's a lot of look. I
don't want to get DMC8 or whatever the hell.
Yeah. That's all right. I got the height and I didn't do shit with it. So
yeah, they got.
So you're the Mo Bamba of your family. Is what you're saying.
Yes.
That's good. Yeah.
I was 6'2", and I could comfortably dunk a tennis ball, and I could get a volleyball every now and then, but that's as close as I could get in my heyday.
Yeah, I'm 6'2", 6'3" I probably have shrunk with my.
I don't think we're at that age yet.
I guess you're probably true. So 6'3" we'll say. I used to be able to dunk in game. But that took some.
I'm just saying, this guy here
training.
This guy here came prepared, man. He's got a stash of candy down there.
I see some Mike and
that is a pro move.
I didn't know we could have it on the camera, so I just left it under the table.
Well, we don't have a candy sponsor.
Vince had previously told us we were getting some pizza or something. I don't see any damn pizza around.
It probably closed.
Vince probably figured out today that it's Easter. So, oh yeah, by the way, there's a major religious holiday today.
There were some things open when we were here on Christmas.
That's true.
But the market was closed when I was driving by the market on Broad Street.
I went to get a breakfast sandwich today, and they were closed at the place by me for Easter, which I was surprised by.
There's no place that sells breakfast sandwiches other than Bagels & Co.
Well, I was not having bagels today. It was a different sort of pastry, we'll say.
By the way, they're opening up a new spot in Ardmore. Can't wait for that one.
Good hands, KJ.
I do wish they had one up by me.
They're opening one by me off of Washington, I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
So I'm excited for that to happen because then I can just walk over there. And I can become their personal mascot, I suppose.
Oh, we can curse on this one. There's no.
Yeah, we can't curse in public. We can curse here. Papa's wants some pizza. Papa's, do they have good pizza by you?
Papa's, bring us some pizza, man. I mean, man, woman, whoever.
Papa's is in the UK. If they have a single good pizza place over there, you'd probably be fortunate.
Yeah.
And I'm not even hating on UK food. That just doesn't feel like a pizza hotspot.
Trying to think, because I've been to London twice, but I don't think I've ever even tried to get pizza.
I mean, some of it is I wouldn't even think to order it, right? That's not what you go there to eat. But I don't think I was in London long enough to get a handle on there.
Broke a foot in London, too. That was a blast.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you suffered an injury at the Sixers London game.
Yes.
That must have been fun.
Oh, it was because our health insurance doesn't work over there. I spent 72 hours hobbling around with a broken foot.
That's a great case against the health insurance right there.
It was the dumbest thing in the world, too. Like I was doing.
Yes, Vince. If they have it, yes. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
What did it say? Yeah.
So, do we want pizza?
Of course we do.
Yes,
the answer to do you want pizza is always yes. You don't even have to ask.
Wow, Elaine is saying Kyle's never dunked. Cat, I don't, buddy.
Look,
I have dunked on somebody.
Kyle's tall, all right? I'm 6'2", and Kyle is definitely taller than me. So when
I was 21, 22, playing pickup, I could dunk on somebody. Now, I could not get the rim. There you go, Kelly.
Plucked him at half court. Bruce Brown, what's going on, man? It's like
he is checked out.
Yeah.
He got traded there and thought he was getting freed pretty quickly and found out, nope, sorry. I actually wonder, depending on what happens with the Sixers, if a lot of plans fall through, if he becomes any kind of target in the summer.
Well, is his a player option or a team option? Team option.
Who are we talking about?
Bruce Brown.
Okay.
It would certainly not be the type of guy that you're hoping for at that kind of money, but
stop dancing, man.
That's a big money team option too. Like what is it,
20, 22?
Yeah, low 20s, I think.
Somewhere between 22, 25 maybe. Get Tobias with the hands up. Oh yeah, sliding his feet.
Crowd him a
He's
little
watching some NCAA tournament.
Tennessee lost. He's mad.
He's about to slap the floor.
Mad. That's right. He's upset. Look at him running the floor. Cam, look. You didn't miss him. That's on campaign. I'm not mad. Tobias didn't do that.
Oof. Oh, my God.
Look at that. That's the easiest rebound he's had.
I think he stepped out there, but.
Cam with that nice 23-footer. Unfortunately, it was 25 feet away.
Good pass from Tobias.
That's off.
They're up by 17 and doesn't even feel like they're playing. Well,
it's like
this Raptors team sucks.
Summer league game, man.
All right, that right there just reminded me. Who do you think has the lowest value fouls per capita on the Sixers?
Tobias. It's Tobias.
KJ is up there.
Okay.
KJ's close.
The problem, the volume of Tobias fouls is so much higher. He is the king of coming across. Okay, that's a fair point. Tobias is the king of coming across his forearm and not doing anything.
Yeah. Buddy's bad. Tobias is bad. KJ is bad. Paul Reed just commits a lot of fouls. Not all of them are low value.
No, he'll get his money's worth sometime.
But his worst ones are 90 feet away from the basket, chasing down a rebound that he has no chance at smacking somebody.
Well, Kelly's notorious for the 90-footer. That foul.
The 90-foot fouls absolutely kill me.
Especially when you're in the penalty. What are you fucking doing?
And then look at the official and do the palms up. What's going on here?
That is honestly one of my biggest NBA pet peeves are the guys that commit very clear and obvious fouls and then immediately look at the refs like, what did I do? You lose your ground to make an argument by bitching every time that you actually commit a foul. I don't know. It just seems like you're hustling backwards to me.
Jay the Jungle said Dalton Connect from Tennessee would be cool. He's going high, man. He's not going to last that long.
Well, I don't know if you've noticed the Sixers pick, though. It's pretty good.
It's at least decent.
I think he might be higher than that, though.
Yeah,
15 right now.
SEC Player of the Year, all that. But he's an upperclassman, though, isn't he? Or am I?
At least a sophomore.
Yeah, I know he's not a freshman.
By the way, it doesn't matter. They're trading this fucking pick.
Yeah, that's probably true.
Let Jay live. Jay wanted.
I'd love to have a
Vince said pizza is ordered. By the way, we successfully bullied Vince into ordering.
I love how he was asking us if we wanted it in the private channels, but after we bullied him, he had to make sure the entire chat knows that he came.
Good job, Vince.
Isaiah Collier's dropping from USC. I haven't seen much of him, but when I have seen him and talking to people, they don't love him as much as it seems like all the hype was there for him. Nice player.
I still can't believe Nick Batum successfully finished an alley-oop, by the way.
That's the alley-oop I would finish. Catch and lay.
I think that's the only alley-oop any of us could finish is that type of right now.
Al says...
No disrespect to Derek and his insane hops that he claims to have over there.
That was quite a while ago. No. And by the way, you're the only one here who's dunked the basketball, so you're the one.
Like I said, I dunked a basketball like 12 years ago at this point, so not much of a claim to speak of. You asked me to try to do it now, it would be
bad.
Misery.
We got 2 large cheese and some wings.
Oh.
All right. I'll take it. We're going to have to take it home, too, because you can't stay here.
Front-running fan base says Duke sucks.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, they do. Always.
I always hate Duke. Tobias. I think I've said it on the show, but front-running fan base and to others who don't know, I did root for Carolina as a kid, and I realized the older I got, it was less about... And I love Vince Carter and Ed Cota and a bunch of players that had... Certainly Sheed, because he's a Philly guy. But I realized as I got older, it was more that I hated Duke than I liked or loved North Carolina. Just they were such
NC just had cool colors and
like the baby blue and white. That's just, they're a public school against those fucking smarmy private school kids. I was like, hey, you know what? I could get down with that.
Hate Duke. Have always liked Carolina. Rooted against them, of course, in 2016. I thought Carolina against Villanova before Kale got there. The Allen Ray play, they got jobbed on that on the sideline.
My dad still bitches about that to
That's
this
right.
day.
That's right, Mr. Neubeck. That's right. That was terrible. And that's just more of rooting for the hometown team.
Yeah,
it was more of the Big Five and all that. That was before, of course,
that was
Kale
a very
got
good
there.
Nova team, too, that lost to them.
And that was a great Carolina team. Yes. So for them to be there to win that one.
Throw the oop.
Now I got to give it to Tobias, but of course he does something silly.
That dump off. To
throw
your
the
point,
damn lob.
You got to throw that one.
To your point about stopping, he commits a charge on dump off passes every time. Again, this is one thing I want to go back and track. Like assists to the offensive fouls, I feel like he has to lead the league. He cannot stop short of a defender. Yeah, he just can't do it.
Well, his only recourse is the Euro step, but it's so predictable that they even cut that off.
It's weird. He can stop on a dime if he's going to his pull up, but you ask him to make a pass, he can't do it.
Euro step though?
Yeah.
To avoid that charge. That's it. And it's normally not end result is not all that good. If you don't take this, dude, come on, man.
Fine. That's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, it's a good play.
You start a swing, you get an open 3. That's fine.
One more 3, though. One more 3.
They're up 18. They're not even playing all that well.
I just want him to shoot it. I don't care if he makes it.
I really underestimated how fucking awful they
did lose 12 in a row.
When I was watching this team the other day, man, I was like sitting there, we better not lose this game. Right? I'm like, yo, Nets better not lose this game.
Oh my God, there's so much Tobias.
Got to get him going, man.
They called a foul on that? Bruce Brown has some reason to be upset. I saw somewhere in the chat about does anyone miss McDaniels?
Nah, I was good on that trade. I liked him in Charlotte. He was disappointing here in the time here, and since then he hasn't done anything. His brother is clearly the better McDaniels.
Oh, well, I mean that's
his
not even
brother's
close.
a stud defender.
Yeah, it's not even close.
I remember when the trade happened, and I said this on the previous pod. People are going to freak out for a minute because he can look like he can do basketball things offensively when the guy you traded for him, Matisse, couldn't. But after about 2 or 3 weeks, you can realize, he might be able to have, he might have that skill, but he's not good enough at it that you actually want him dribbling and creating shots or even taking threes. He's just not when you compare him to Matisse, yes, he could put the ball on the floor, but when you compare him to NBA players, he's not good enough to create offense.
Yeah, by the way, there have been very few victory laps about Matisse Thybulle recently, who's once again shooting under league average from 3 and is playing on a completely dog shit team.
He just went to Portland and he's lost now.
Well, he was for the end of that half a year and for the first half of this year, he was on fire from 3.
Well, he's not anymore.
No.
He's quietly just disappeared.
And so my position with him was always that, one, I thought he was a bit overrated defensively. Was very good defensively, obviously, but overrated. I just could not watch him on offense anymore. Yeah. He is painful to watch try to do anything productive.
So his first 33 games of the season, 38.6% from three on 4 attempts per game. Since then, he is shooting. Hold on. It's going to take me 1 second.
Oh, boy. Mo Bamba just got...
Since then, he is shooting 29%
ripped
on 3
I blame
attempts
Tobias Harris.
Yeah. Why are you giving Mo the ball at the fucking nail?
Well,
like he's going to do something.
If you're going to do it, he needed to pass it to him sooner.
Yeah.
And then it collapsed on him. But Derek, I'm sorry, you were reading the stats of
first 33 games, 38.6% from three on 4 attempts. Everyone, oh my God, the Sixers gave up a kid who was learning how to shoot. Since then, 29% on 3 attempts per night. I don't think people truly understand how much sample you need to prove a change in shooting. Like a change in shooting that you really buy into is hundreds of attempts over multiple years.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can have a swing that you get lucky for legitimately half a season. It doesn't necessarily mean it's a new player. I think people just react to that way too much. Way too much.
Yeah.
Especially if it's like someone you just acquired and they come out and for the first month shoot well, like Kelly earlier this season. Kelly's been a low 30s three-point shooter his entire career. He came out and was shooting like 37, 38%. People are like, oh my God, this is who he is. No, he's just having a good month. It just means a lot to you because it's your first exposure to him on a new team.
Didn't he make 2 all defensive teams? He made the second team.
I think so. Yeah,
last time.
I think so.
I thought the second one, I felt like of course the reputation is good. I thought that I didn't think he should have made that one.
Yeah.
The first one, I thought he earned it. To Kyle's point about defensively, he's good. He's not great. But I thought the second one, I didn't understand where that one really came from. Outside of just the reputation at this point.
I mean, look, he might be overrated defensively. I think he's very good defensively. I do value versatility and chaos-inducing plays more than pure one-on-one defense, especially when you have somebody like Joel behind anchoring.
Yep.
If you can force turnovers, if you can come weak side and impact a shot, alter a shot, I think that has a lot of value.
Yeah.
So was he all NBA defensive quality? Maybe, maybe not. I do think this is a weird thing to say, but there's some offensive competency required to make an all-NBA team nowadays, especially for wings. Like if you can't play 30 minutes per night because you're not good enough offensively, then it's hard to be one of the 10 most impactful defenders in the league. And I think if I would have had a problem with his all-defensive team selections, it's because he didn't play enough minutes because he wasn't a good enough offensive player to be one of the 10 most impactful players.
Yeah.
But in terms of what he could do defensively, I think he was very good, if flawed.
Yeah.
Guy stinks.
He's borderline unplayable offensively.
Would he be better with that?
That's a lot
Dallas
of words
team?
to say. Yeah, he kind of stinks.
So he signed the offer sheet with the Mavericks and
it was like
Portland.
$8-9 million.
Yeah,
Something like that.
and Portland matched. Do you think he would be better there than, of course, he is with that bad team right now? Because he was bad offensively here, but of course his defensive stuff was on full display.
Yeah,
and playing with Irving and Doncic
so
there.
like the first couple months of the season when he was playing well, there were like a lot of people saying, "Oh, he just needed, a place where he could be free and he wasn't going to be pulled every time he missed a shot." Yeah, but the shots now are tougher because there's nobody to create space for him and create an open look.
Yeah.
No, I think he just can't shoot
Mm-hmm.
and he can't dribble, and those are kind of two.
Thank you, Khalil
things.
in the chat just says, "Guy is trash." Thank you, thank you. It's again maybe a little too strong, but I feel like on Matisse, you know how there's the separation between the real Hooper crowd and like the analytics crowd.
Sure.
When I watch him, I'm full Hooper brain. I'm like, get that fucking guy out of my sight.
No,
I
never once believed in the shot, and I didn't want him on the floor offensively without the shot.
Yeah.
Even when he was making them in Portland, I didn't believe in it. I need a bigger sample, and I think by and large we've been proven correct.
Once Harden got here, I thought, all right, maybe this guy, not the three-pointer, but just more the cutting, the slashing, that type of stuff.
But also the threes too. Like he's somebody that's going to create so many of those open
but
corner threes.
Well, and that was the thing with him too. Like it's not like he was making 35% on tough shots or threes off of movement. Those were the easiest fucking threes you will ever get in the course of an NBA game, and he couldn't make them consistently. All right, then you're not playable. It's 2020. Well, back then it would have been like 2022. Building around a big man, like you have to be able to shoot. It's a non-negotiable.
Also, Money Mar talking junk about Toronto said, what else are you going to do in Toronto?
Toronto's an awesome city.
I was going to say, I would highly recommend going to Toronto. I've been there just for work purposes. We've been there quite a bit over the last half decade or so. Great food there, some good, fun bars, after hours type places. So maybe not on Easter Sunday, but
highly recommend if you go there, dangle off of the CN Tower. It was a fun time.
Did not know you did that, Derek.
It's up on my Instagram. It was
I'll have to go back and look.
Honestly, it was less scary than that fucking causeway in the Scotiabank Arena. That was terrifying.
So for the people, Derek and I actually sat next to each other the night of the Kawhi
we don't need to go into detail of everything that happened that night because it's been traumatic for enough people.
And the media seating is on this at the very top of the arena walkway where it is a very thin path to get to your seats. And there are a lot of media members that just sit all along that same path. And if you are afraid of heights, I would not recommend looking.
I'm not even afraid of heights, as evidenced by the fact that I then left there and went and dangled off of the CN Tower. But I trusted those ropes that were holding me a lot more than I trusted that walkway. And more specifically, everyone else on that walkway who's looking at their phones while walking in a tight spot. Nope.
I've heard
yes, Al, the food is good in Toronto. Yes. Good food city.
Excellent food city. Because it's a very international city. So you get all different types of cuisines, but also you get the kind of melting pot effect where you're combining multicultural restaurants and things like that. It's very cool.
Wow.
That being said, I'd never live there because it's too fucking cold for too many.
Oh, I mean, the series where they played in 2019, it was legitimately like 30 degrees in Toronto, and we'd come back and it's
60.
Like, it's 60 to 70 in Philly. Buddy's having a nice little half, by the way.
That was a nice little relocate after he missed the first one, where they saved it and found himself in that corner.
Look at that. The hustle.
Batum smartly putting the ball on the floor a little bit to suck the defense in a bit. And Buddy again.
Oh, I was going to say pull that.
Left hand.
Went right. That's how you do it. Bozo Kelly Olynyk.
That's how you do it.
Kelly Olynyk looks like he should have been a character in Dude, Where's My Car?
There's a discussion going on in the chat. I forget who it was. Someone up Elaine said Nick Nurse could have unlocked Thybulle, and Foster Black says Houdini couldn't unlock Thybulle. Bro.
Well, technically Houdini didn't unlock himself. Isn't that how he died?
Is it?
I don't remember.
I think he died because he failed a trick. Maybe I'm making that up. I'm going to look that up right now. So I'm not slandering Houdini unnecessarily, but I thought he like drowned himself or some shit. Let's see. Where's death?
All right, up 13 right now. Need to take this double.
No, very normal death.
Appendicitis.
That's the way to go.
I don't know why I thought he died of like not being able to get out of a water tank or something.
The story was better.
Yeah. Well,
not
for him.
No, not to go.
Fucking awful for his legacy.
I'm talking about for you explaining the story.
I'm dumping on Houdini's legacy. Meanwhile, the guy died of appendicitis. Tough break for that guy.
Gary Trent looks miserable.
I mean, wouldn't you be?
Yeah, I would be. I would. He just looks miserable.
It's like if you just took you guys off the set and put me on a show with Austin Krell, I'd be miserable too.
Wow.
I feel like that's what it's like to play in Toronto.
Stray. Oh no.
You know, I love you, Austin. It's just a joke.
When is that pizza getting here? More importantly.
Well, we know Vince is watching, so we can respond. Vince, check the tracker. Let us know.
And wings.
Yeah, I don't know if I need all this food. I told you I almost OD'd on butter cake earlier.
That pizza's going to get here. We're all going to run out at the same time. And Bree's going to have to like sit here and just like talk for a couple minutes.
I'll sit here and just name. I'll do the thing. What's the tweet that's like, Ben will literally just sit around and name all the athletes. I'll just sit here and name a bunch of athletes and have the chat participate in that while you guys go. I don't know if this is a controversial take. I don't like the Raptors PA guy.
I never paid attention.
I don't like his voice for some reason. Gary Trent Jr. Like, I don't.
Kelly.
Wow. That was deep.
Look at that.
Sheesh.
71-55.
He said, who needs fucking Tobias? I got us.
Look,
From the logo.
I didn't believe in chiropractors before, but if he's going to keep shooting like that, maybe I got to check it out.
Hey, man. 70. They put up 71 on this terrible defense. What was their net rating?
Oh, they were second worst in the league. Yeah. No, net
rating
17.
is dookie is what their net rating is.
71-55.
Remember like that year where everyone got like the cup therapy?
Yeah.
Like, and everyone have like big
Tobias does that still all the time.
Still?
You can see because we'll see him at practice and it's like all over his shoulders, neck. You can see.
I don't know why, but talking about chiropractors just brought that up for me.
Wow.
So
best medical care in the world, and
that. Okay. Al in the chat asked,
not a supporter of cupping, Derek?
I'm not doing that. Well, what were your thoughts of the video of Joel circulating with the all the workouts?
It's good to see. Turns out that
proof of life is nice, you know.
Yeah. No, I mean, I think this is just nonsense. Like, there's no reporting behind it. I feel like within the next week we'll be talking about Joel Embiid playing basketball in front of everyone to see.
Yep.
I
hope it's Tuesday.
I hope so. I can only do so many more of these no Joel stretches. It's like, look, it's one thing when he misses a week or he misses a back-to-back.
This has been
whatever.
2+ months.
This has been a long.
And by the way, it was 2+ months against the toughest part of the schedule, and it's like everyone else was out too. It's been, look, we're exceptionally lucky for the jobs that we have, but that's a lot of nonsense basketball to talk about. A lot of nonsense basketball.
It's all nonsense.
So this week they have OKC on Tuesday at home, Miami on Thursday in Miami.
It's a big one.
Huge game. Saturday
How far ahead
at
is Miami?
Memphis. Sunday at San Antonio, where Victor is just acting crazy. So
do you see he got fined for throwing the ball into the
That was So what was the throwing? Did you see the throwing of the ball in the stands?
I did.
What did he throw?
So it was the game that Brunson scored 61, right?
And he had
40, 20, and 7. So it just seemed like it was kind of a celebratory, like, oh, we won in overtime, like whatever. I don't think he was thinking that hard about it. So I did not realize that was able to be a $25,000 fine for something that it was in San Antonio, right? So he clearly wasn't, it wasn't like he was in New York, was pissed they lost and was like, you know what? Fuck these New Yorkers, and threw it at somebody. I didn't really understand the fine there, but what are you gonna do? Yeah,
that was weak. So look, they got some win after OKC and Miami. Well, even Miami, they can win that game. So they have some, as we've talked about, these games here during the stretch. 7 games in April.
I mean, at this point,
OKC is the toughest one. Everything else is winnable.
Yeah. At this point, they have to have the easiest remaining schedule in the league. It's got to be right.
4 home, 3 away, and that one back-to-back Saturday, Sunday, Memphis, San Antonio.
According to Tankathon, a website I became intimately familiar with over my years covering the Sixers,
I still look at them for draft
they do have the easiest remaining strength of schedule.
Yeah,
lucky them. We only had to suffer through 2 months of a hard schedule with. We made it, fellas, or we've almost made it.
So if they get win number 40 here and take at least, because we talked about when Brooklyn made it as a 6th seed last year, it was 46. Now, that's still tough because of the way Indiana's playing and not losing.
Yeah.
But, I mean, they could maybe get 44, 45 wins out of this thing.
Yeah.
It's a shame the automatic 50-win season with Joel just went off the rails this year.
Well, the Joel qualifier on that was pretty important.
Understandably.
What's hey, Ash, I know you're in the chat, or you were earlier. What's their winning percentage with him available?
Oh yeah, Ash has the.
Was it like 29 and 13?
I still can't believe that Melton has played more games than Joel this year. that blows my mind.
How far off though?
I think it's like 3 more.
So he's gonna pass him.
I want to say Melton has played 34. I think Joel's played 31 or something like that.
Yeah. So he'll pass him this month.
I actually should probably look that up.
I got it right here. I can just look at it so you don't have to go through all of that.
Okay. That works.
There you go. So Joel's played 34 and Melton has played 36.
Oh, okay. So that was in range, just off slightly.
Yep. So there's that. Maxey has reached a 65-game plateau where he qualified for all NBA or just postseason awards and all that stuff. He qualifies for that. You think he's most improved?
So most improved is so difficult for me because Tyrese Maxey was already very good. To me, he's not the sort of player who should win most improved, but he is the type of player who normally does win most improved. I'd rather see it to somebody who like really
Kobe White
came out of nowhere.
He didn't come out of nowhere, but he's gotten so much better.
What about Kobe White? Just because of the up and down.
But did he get that much better, or did he just have that much more of an opportunity? I guess
that's always
part
of that's kind of part of that award, I think. I don't know. I mean,
I think Tyrese should be there though. Like,
I think he's the overwhelming favorite
right now.
Favorite? Okay,
yeah, that's why
I do think a lot of times we overlooked people who were really good and became great, and not that Tyrese is necessarily there, but I've said this before. I think Steph earlier in his career, when he was winning MVPs, also should have been winning Most Improved Player because he just got that much better. He was great. He was an all-star and then became an MVP. And that jump is so tough and so drastic that jump was for Steph that I think we overlook people like that in the awards voting. I think Tyrese should get a serious consideration. I didn't know he was a betting favorite. Though.
Yeah. Oh, I think he's been the betting favorite for months at this point. I'd actually be surprised if anybody else wins that award. But I admittedly haven't paid as close attention to that as looks like Jokic is going to walk to this one, which is a little surprising. Like
for the MVP,
yeah. I would probably give him my vote if I had a vote as of today, but I don't think it's certainly not like a inspiring, like, oh, he definitely is the clear-cut guy.
See, this is why the NBA needs Embiid out there and healthy so they can play off
drive
of
the narrative.
Absolutely. Play off of it. So we can argue. Well, you can argue with the Denver people. They can start disliking you again and, all that stuff.
Oh, so. They've always disliked him. They haven't stopped. They can just be reminded that they dislike him.
Now,
by the way, that salmon suit from Jacko.
It's Easter, man.
He's
gotta
do it.
You got to go with the
he
pastel
showed up with
colors.
his Sunday best.
Got to go with the pastel colors,
Shout out to Jacko.
Kyle, do you have a salmon suit in your wardrobe?
I don't have a salmon anything. That's not true. I think I have a salmon-ish pullover I've probably worn on the show before.
Yeah.
I definitely do not have a suit like that. I stick to the blues, grays, and blacks when it comes to suits because I know better. I see World Be Free show up to games in his unbelievably great outfits, and I think about what I would look like in those and say, you know what? I know my limits.
World and Sonny remind me of how little swag I have.
Sonny has scaled it down. He used
the
to
last
be
2 years. Yep.
Sonny Hill used to look like a mobster at every game with the shoes, the hat, everything. Now you see a little more leisure wear. He's feeling comfortable in his.
And when you see World at the events, though, like the team events, he'll wear the Sixers gear.
Okay.
Yeah, at the arena, of course, he'll wear the suits with the hats and all that stuff.
He's
so we
great,
got him on the show.
He always has such a big smile on his face.
Just
Like, just seems like a great person to be around. I don't know him that well, but
he's the coolest.
You got to be damn cool if you're going to be wearing those suits.
Tough too. My dad told me plenty of stories about his scoring at his time, and me and my dad would talk about it, and he's like, "Yeah, World was for real." As far as the scoring goes,
he could put that ball in the bucket, man.
The Heat lead right now half over the Wizards, 66-59.
Yeah. So if the Sixers lose that game against Miami this week, you're not catching them.
Forget about it.
Yeah.
Because they'll only, if they win, they're just eliminating the head-to-head tiebreaker. It'll be a 2-2 draw, correct?
Yeah.
So you still would have to pass them or...
Because right now they're a game and a half back. So, yep.
Yeah, not great. 2.5. Listen, I think that we can all see where this is going. They are going to have to go to Miami
with the big fella back
and beat Miami in the 7-8 play-in game to avoid potentially playing Boston in round one.
The big fella. What is that normally like on a Tuesday, that first game? I think it's a Tuesday or a Wednesday.
I think so. Yeah, because normally the last set of games are Saturday, Sunday. There's like a day or two off. Yeah, I don't.
Yeah. Season ends on Sunday. Play in on Tuesday. Yes.
And then Thursday is the final game.
Mm-hmm. Playoffs start Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah.
Okay. Why? Why do we have to be here for that? We're so used to, we have been spoiled as far as
the play-in is normally like a mini vacation for us. It's like, they have all 3 practices. We just hang out.
All week off. Yeah, everybody's feeling good. They're not worried about the first round, really. Here we are. Things changed. Well, that's why we talk about the importance of the big fella and what he does.
On the MVP front, how much do you think Jokic will win by?
Who's second?
SGA is pretty clearly the second guy. After that, I think it's probably going to be a toss-up. I think Luka has built a lot of recent momentum.
Yeah.
Giannis will always be there. There will be a few Tatum is best player on the best team votes, but I don't think he's going to get close to real consideration. I think Shai, it's probably one of those like, oh, it's too early type things.
Yeah.
But I mean,
that being said, like, because they're pretty much tied neck and neck in the standings. If they go on like a run and maybe win the West and have like a 2-game lead over Denver, I think that will factor into it.
I think so. I think
Jokic
is getting the apology tour MVP after last year and all the.
Yeah.
Joel was a deserving MVP, but there was a lot of nonsense around it. I think there are a lot of people who feel like they owe him one or something after the great playoff run that he had. That's not to say he won't deserve it. Like, he's been incredible once again, but the voting is very fickle from a lot of different outlets. I would say that. Yeah, it's weird. Like, maybe it's because Shai plays in Oklahoma City, I think, is a big part of it. But his candidacy feels like it's just kind of flown under the radar a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, he's not quite the national star yet, I guess. Even though, 1, he's awesome and fun to watch. 2, that team is awesome. So they could be the number 1 seed in the West and potentially have home court advantage throughout the playoffs. But I don't really hear his name come up as much. There's no one to, maybe because there's no one to pit him against the way there was for Jokic and Embiid. It makes it a little tougher to generate like first take segments about him. But
Yep.
I think mostly it's just too early. Like, I think when you play at an MVP level, you don't win it the first year you're playing at that level. It takes 2 or 3 or 4 years of continued play to really win those votes.
Yeah, I don't know. That's one of my regrets that I didn't bang the table harder for Shai pre-draft that year. I was very high on him, but there was still all the Fultz weirdness. And
to draft another point guard who didn't shoot. I remember I got into some pretty heated arguments on Reddit because I think I had Shai like 8th on my Sixers specific big board.
Mm-hmm.
And people thought that was too high because he was a point guard who couldn't shoot. You already had Ben, you already had Markelle. But I believed in so much else about his game, and a mid-range jumper was there. But I didn't see him. I didn't see this.
No, I mean, even the ultra Shai believers would not have gone into the draft being like, oh yeah, he's going to be. And I think a lot of people don't realize he finished top 5 in MVP last year.
Right.
So he was already very, very good.
But it was like 5th, right?
Yes, he was 5th, and it was a pretty distant 5th. That being said, now that he has a real team, like Chet comes in, to your point earlier, Derek, Jalen Williams takes a step up. They have another good draft. Isaiah Joe, they have shooting off the bench. Like that has helped him more than any, I think, step he's taken as a player. Is just having a real team and ecosystem around him.
Yeah, I never looked at him and thought MVP ever. you could see the all-star level talent, especially if he can get that shot off.
Yeah.
The way he shoots so weirdly, but him playing that old school type of game, playing at his pace, never sped up. Guys like that find ways to be successful and get their shots and do all of that. So, but I never saw MVP in him. And even to your point at the draft, of course, you know, how things played out for what we wanted. But the guy was good. And then you had the other two guards where you just didn't see it, how that was going to happen with having those three guards. None of them can really shoot or would shoot. And that's where it was. But the guy is just, he's amazing to watch. He's fun to watch. I enjoy watching that OKC team.
He's just very unique too, right? Like to your point about the old school, the footwork and the way he just glides out there is so unlike anyone in the current NBA. Like there are certainly pieces of guys you can compare him to.
Yeah.
But just a very unique player that I love watching OKC just because of him, let alone
Williams.
Jalen Williams has been awesome.
Now that I did not see. I mean, that was like real all-star consideration this year. Yeah. If the West wasn't so loaded, he might have made it. That's how good he was. But I mean, I just saw when we were watching here and the commercial came on, they showed a highlight of him giving
nice contest there
in and
Tobias.
Out to Paul George, Shai, with the left hand, and he's a dominant right hand. He gave an in and out left hand and had Paul George, who we know is a very good individual defender. Just had him sliding.
We have a pizza update.
The guy's good, man.
Arriving in the next. No, that's not that close. Arriving in like 20 minutes. So
Puppa says pizza takes a while over there. Hey.
Puppas on Easter Sunday, everything takes a while. What happened to Gary Trent?
Get the bucket. Oh, come on, Mo.
Go through that contact, man. What the hell?
You can't worry about that. Just play, man. Probably took one, and then that's what it looks like.
Yeah, I hope so. I mean, I don't. Knee? Oh no, he's rubbing his leg.
The knee, bang knees.
No, it's leg.
Probably bang knees.
Yeah.
Then. I don't know about the kicks, whatever those.
He says tattoos only on the left leg, not the right leg.
Because you ever hear guys saying they get tattooed on the left side
because the right arm's for shooting?
Exactly. Nick Young was very famous. He said, "No tats on the right arm, strictly for buckets." That was the exact line. But the leg, that's new. I never noticed that Gary Trent just loaded up that side.
Yeah,
I'm not a tattoo guy, so
too indecisive for tattoos. I'd get one and immediately hate it and want to change.
That's my whole thing too. And my grandpa was in the Navy and had this insane like battleship tattoo on his back that he got, and he always used to say to me as a kid, like, tattoos are stupid, don't get those. One of my biggest regrets. So I think that probably colored my
I have a family member who got a tattoo of the instrument he was playing in high school, and he stopped playing it, and it's like, this is the dumbest thing.
Why do I have an oboe on my thigh? What the fuck?
I have my daughters, their names, like my mom. But then as I got older, to your point, and then my daughter's like, yeah, Dad, I want to get...
No X's though, right?
Yeah, no, I don't think you should do that. Because I regret getting the tattoos.
Even of your daughters?
Yeah. Okay. I mean, that didn't have to, they know I love them.
Yeah, it's not like you're going to forget them. You don't need a reminder.
Exactly. Yeah.
Wait, what's her name? Okay. Yeah.
Right.
It's like this one's the good one. This one's the bad one. God, the Raptors are just such a juiceless team.
Yeah, it's a bad team.
Imagine we just talked 2.5 hours about this game. We're going to have to talk another hour afterwards.
That's why they pay us in pizza and wings.
That's right.
Kelly is cooking.
Oubre is just cruising along. No big deal. Up 17. Is Gary Trent the only one playing?
Gary Trent.
Oubre with 21. By the way, Chicago's playing Minnesota right now, so keep an eye on that one.
Yeah, I'm not worried about Chicago.
They're leading by 6 right now.
Yeah, no. What's the magic number? Like 4? Something like that?
Yeah.
I'm not worried about Chicago. I mostly started bringing it up, a week or two back because some people in the chat on Twitter in general discourse were like freaking out, like, oh my God, they're going to fall to 9. I mostly brought it up by like, this is how impractical and improbable it would be to fall that low. It's not happening. And now that we're a week and a half later, there's no chance.
There's a 60-year-old dad who watched that Mo Bamba corner 3 and nearly had a heart attack. Like, 7-foot tall player,
get down in the post.
Get your ass on the block.
Oh, if I watch a Mo Bamba post up, that's when I'm going to lose my mind. Yeah.
This Kelly shooting game is unbelievable. Oh, look at that.
That's
hands,
2 strips.
Pull up. See, I would have supported some hero ball from Kelly there.
Yeah, I agree with that. Bounce pass there.
See, no, that's a good foul. If that would have been Tobias going for the foul, it would have been a polite little tap on the wrist.
All right, so let's give him a little update on the over-unders. What was Tobias's number?
You said 20.
And we said under.
I didn't hammer the under. I did say under.
I went under.
He's up to 8. Over-under on 3-point attempts was 3. He's at 2 still.
2. You guys said under.
After
I said over. I said over. And Kyle Lowry, we said the number
18.
was 18. He has 6.
Oof. All right.
Well,
6 and 6.
I've made better bets, mostly on Jonte Porter.
Like everyone. That's why.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I don't bet on the NBA. Just football.
I was going to say, what was the one that you made a good little bit of killing on?
Oh, well, so that's a whole nother backstory. Okay. There was a point where I was doing a lot of NFL gambling, and I bet on Aaron Rodgers and the Packers against Kirk Cousins on Monday Night Football.
That's because...
And the Packers were underdogs outright on the road. Money line underdogs on the road against Kirk Cousins. And I was like, there is no way in hell I am betting on Kirk Cousins in prime time against Aaron Rodgers.
Because his record is like 0-11.
Yeah. So
whatever it is.
My buddy and I put a non-trivial amount of money on the game. Oof. Look at Kelly.
That's 6 for 8 now.
And you can't go under Kelly tonight.
I mean, seriously. And Aaron Jones put the game away with a 75-yard or approximately 75-yard touchdown. And I nearly burned my apartment down. I was celebrating so hard. So I will say I've had some real degenerate moments gambling. Like there was a point during
got fouled on
post-COVID. I'm pretty sure I bet on like darts. I got a good tip from somebody on like, yo, this guy is a fucking lock. And I was like, sure, I'm on a heater. Let's go. And I won. So,
So you're the Kelly Oubre of sports betting.
No.
Once you get on a roll.
Well, my philosophy has always been I never bet that much money. But if you get on a roll, it's like you might as well try to really ride the hot hand because you weren't betting that much money to begin with. You might as well have some real fun with it.
I get freaking pissed off. Not so much in betting, but like if I go to a casino and I lose money, I get furious. So I'll go to like Vegas for a week.
I don't bet.
I might gamble $100 it. And that's like my hard limit. I won't go more because I just get really, really pissed off.
So I'm going to have to be
really pissed off.
I'm already the alcohol sales pitch over here. I'm going to have to be the gambling guy too.
Look, if there's a Vegas sponsorship in our
I'll do the sports betting, but I don't do the go to the casino.
Which is a shame because I like playing blackjack. I just don't like losing money.
Nothing.
And I don't have the stomach to like just power through it because I know like I think I'm a decent player and I know if I play long enough I will probably claw my way back. I just don't have the stomach to claw my way back.
Nothing better than a hot craps table. I'll leave it at that. Love some craps.
I don't know how to play any of that stuff.
It's honestly, people get so intimidated. You just have to stand there for a few games and you figure it out.
All right.
1, bet the pass line. And then you figure it out after that.
You said the pass line?
Yes.
All right.
Speaking another language in Devon right now.
Yeah, I'll figure it out. We'll be in Vegas maybe soon.
I was going to say, we're going to be at
Summer League.
Maybe.
I think it's a pretty definitive one.
We will be at Summer League, and I'll take you to Fremont Street where it's
I love Fremont.
Where it's even cheaper to gamble there. And
is that Old Vegas?
Yes.
I've been there. Yeah. I've been there. Did you do the ridiculous zip line up there? Old Vegas.
Vince is in the chat. One of you need to head down for pizza.
Oh, how he's not doing this like a text message or Slack, like in the public.
Vince is telling us through the chat. Thank you, Vince.
Puppa says pizza. Yes, Puppas.
Barbara Carroll says she's bad at gambling. Well, here's the thing, Barbara. Everybody's bad at gambling.
That's why they make
money.
Or
one, it wouldn't be gambling. Two, the casinos and sports books would be out of business. So even the people who are good at it, quote unquote, are winning like 55% of the time.
There are very few people who can run a casino into the ground, and those that do end up selling Bibles years later. Takes a real special businessman to run a casino into the ground. I should probably shut up.
Getting us all in trouble. So a 55% win rate is the equivalent of a 45-win NBA team. So if you look at it like this, Barbara, a good gambler is about as good as this year's Sixers, more than likely.
Okay.
Which is to say not very good.
A little time out there, Nick. All right, they were up like 17, 18 down to 13. You worried? Getting worried? Folks, y'all getting worried out there?
I'm certainly not worried.
Worried about what, the Raptors?
Yeah.
No, I'm not worried about the Raptors.
I'm just checking.
Come on, man.
Just checking.
Be serious.
I was trying to be.
You're watching the same game and same teams as we are. No way.
Oh, this team is awful. Goodness.
Yeah.
They are bad.
Sums it up.
They are bad. What's the score? I saw Purdue. Of course, I was watching that earlier. You got the Duke score? Is that over with yet?
I don't know. I was not paying attention to.
NC State about to beat them.
Yeah, dude, they're on this is like an all-time Cinderella run from
74-64.
Won the ACC tournament going on a heater to barely make the tournament in the first place.
Give that coach an extension, man. Give him an extension. Anytime Duke goes down, that's a beautiful thing. Beautiful. It's crazy too, because I like so many players that came from Duke, but as the team, and of course, Kay didn't like him and all that stuff that they had going on.
Just everything about them, man.
Yeah.
Grant Hill was dope before he.
Yeah.
I saw something earlier or yesterday where they were talking about his Pistons career. The 5 years he was there, 6 years. He made 5 All-NBAs, 5 All-Stars, all that stuff. And in Orlando, of course, it just didn't happen because of the injury. He was so good.
He's one of the great what ifs in NBA history, I think. And on top of that Orlando team nearly was him, T-Mac, and Tim Duncan. They came very close to luring him away from San Antonio.
Yeah.
What a crazy fork in the road moment that is for NBA history. Like the Magic would have become potentially the dominant team of the 2000s, or at least after the Lakers were done. T-Mac and Tim Duncan, though.
That would have been crazy.
And then what happens with Pop and those other guys? Like, how was... Because clearly they would not have won anywhere close to the same rate as they did with Timmy.
Nah. Who is he your all-time what if, injury-wise?
Grant Hill?
Yeah.
Talking about?
'Cause I'm partial to Penny on that one.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I remember watching Penny more. Like he sticks out in my head more than Grant Hill. But his resume at that age, or in that short amount of time, the first 5-6 years was elite. And I think with him, he just scales on basically any team, right? Because he could do everything. He became a pretty damn good just like spot up guy late in his career.
Yep.
After being the kind of prototype point forward dude for a while.
Yep.
So
his explosiveness was crazy defensively.
Yeah, I mean, like no real weaknesses.
Nothing. But that was the weakness. The shooting was the weakness coming out of Duke, and he was still a top 3 pick. And then he did what he did once he got to Detroit. Just outrageous. But Penny was my guy.
Oh, he was awesome.
Watching him at Memphis State, him and Lorenzen Wright, and
Nick Batum with showing a pulse lately. By the way,
yeah, Penny was my guy though.
Hopefully, no one's saying it about Joel one day.
Yeah, right.
He hasn't really had the debilitating injuries that have sapped him of his upward trajectory. It's just the timing of them that have fucking sucked.
Yeah. What?
If he has all these knee injuries and thumb injuries in
finished my buddy.
December, nobody cares.
And his, of course, he's actually played not a long time, but longer than them meaningful seasons.
Yeah, I mean, look, he's 30.
He's
had an
this
NBA
is year
career.
8? Is this 8? Last year was 7?
Math is...
One of the two.
There you go. Official. NC State.
Oh, I thought you were giving us a pizza update.
Nope.
That's what I thought.
I mean, listen.
Yes, it is his 8th year of playing.
8th, okay. Yeah, because it's what now? 7 straight All-Stars? 8 seasons overall, right?
Yeah, because the first year he had cut short.
games.
Yeah.
You're not in Milwaukee anymore.
No.
Malcolm Brogdon, Rookie of the Year over him.
Yeah.
Still wild.
I was with it just because of the 31 games.
No, I argued I would have voted for Joel.
Yeah.
I have a big, long article.
So did I.
Yeah, I would not have. Who was the other one? It was Dario, right?
Dario was third, yeah. No, I think there's a real serious case that Joel Embiid contributed more towards winning that season than anyone else, even in 31 games.
Yeah, I mean,
31 games of elite play.
Malcolm Brogdon was decent for a rookie. Joel Embiid was great for an NBA player.
No, there's definitely an article for me on the interwebs about that. I forget if that would have been Philly Mag or I forget. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, I was more on the 31 is not enough.
No, I conceptually.
As much as I wanted,
conceptually, I get it.
Seen it. Yeah.
And if you were arguing for all NBA or anything like that, then absolutely, that's 100% true.
Here comes our hero.
Look at that.
But
I think we're still alive anyway.
We're still alive.
When the other comparisons are rookies, and generally rookies are below average NBA players, and the great ones are borderline average.
Yeah.
It's a different argument.
Yeah. Thank you, Bree.
Shout out to Bree.
Thanks, Vince.
Thank you. Yeah. Shout out to Vince also.
I know, Lil. Fourth quarter Ricky.
Smells pretty good. I don't know if we can say where it's from on the show. That's
probably not.
No free promo.
Nah.
Also, it took them too damn long anyway.
I mean, I'd love to have.
You get the food here quicker.
I'd love to have
the
official pizza of PHLY, but when it takes that long to get here, you have to work a little harder than that, I'm not sure I'm going to eat wings in front of the public, though.
I don't know if I want to eat pizza in front of the public. I'm going to have to step out in the hallway.
I will.
That's a coward
as long as that
move.
Cam's not following me to go to the bathroom.
I'll eat wings. I'll eat the pizza. No worries. I got you guys covered. No worries. I got it all taken care of. Down 10 now. Look at that. 12. No
All
plates.
Right. Paper towel plates, baby.
Fuck it. We'll do it live.
Do it live. Sixers up 12.
Thankfully, Devon caught that, by the way.
Bar,
she gave him a heads up. Kyle was just like,
we
speaking
have
of.
plain cheese, Barb. No toppings on this one. Vince just went straight cheese. He wasn't sure, so still came through in the clutch. I'm a pepperoni guy, though.
You put any kind of meat on there, I'm good.
Pepperoni, sausage.
Pause.
Ground beef.
Look, you have me talk for 3 straight hours. I'm going to have a slip up every now and then.
Yeah.
I'm not generally a pause guy. It just was.
I just think it should still be phrasing. Like Archer made phrasing a thing, so keep it going.
All right, let me see here. Kelly's got 30, 9 for 19, 6-3, 6 assists. That's why you can give Tyrese Maxey the day off, man. Playing in the Raptors.
Yeah. I thought you were going to say because of Kelly, but no.
No, you playing the Raptors. That's why you can, Tyrese, just rest up a little bit. You already reached the 65 threshold, my man.
Go drop that nameless pizza over there.
I'm going to steal one real fast.
Oh, I thought you got one.
No, I gave it to Derek first. Team player, man.
I was going to say.
Team player
for sure.
You guys see me on the camera getting my pizza here. I didn't want to block the camera view.
Don't take too much credit for being a team player.
I feel like one of us should not be eating, so that one of us could be talking. Because I'm just going to move the mic away so you can't hear me eating.
I got it. No worries. I've done this before.
It's all right. It's a 2.5 hour show. There's going to be some moments of silence, especially when they drop pizza off on the table.
No doubt. No doubt about it. But the Raptors are trying to hang in there.
I can't believe people are tuning in right now to watch us eat pizza.
And we thank y'all. Thank you all.
Oh. Nobody is watching this crew do ASMR. I can promise you that. We are not or this is not the audience for that. I don't think anyway.
Yeah, no pineapple, Lil. Whoever said pineapple, no pineapple.
I'm okay with it.
I don't like pineapple.
Not at all. Not even.
Only
no,
pineapple.
I'm okay with
pineapple soda and a pineapple noun later is all you get out of me. That's it.
It's
pineapple Doritos is delicious.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
Honestly, all of the Doritos are awesome. I won't put pineapple on a pizza often, but like
that, I will do free promo for Doritos. Okay. I love their shit.
But every now and then, as a change of pace, as long as you mix it in there with a little bit of meat, that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
You're not gonna do the pause again. He's too into the pizza.
Mm-hmm. Green pepper and onions on the pizza too, Barb. Not for me, but I know, like my dad, he'll do that.
I can't do that if I don't have pepperoni or sausage or some kind of meat alongside it.
Traditionally,
I feel like we're only having this conversation now so that Vince knows for the next time. This is like for an audience of one.
Okay, Carson Wentz.
All right.
Speaking of frauds, that guy.
I think he got a win for the Rams this year. Philly's got a win. Got the first one of the season today.
About damn time.
Man, they dropped that first game.
Then Nola got absolutely shelled yesterday.
That's what Nola does.
Jordan Nwora heard me talking trash.
Mm-hmm. Things getting crazy. Got to put Tobias back in.
Here we go. The run stopper.
Mid-range.
Like I said. Jesus Christ. Come on, man. Getting back cut by Grady Dick like that.
Nope.
Here we go. Down 7. Here we go. Everything has been cool so far during this live stream to watch along with us. This thing gets a little closer. There's the run stopper.
There we go.
There you go.
Kyle, you want a Coors Light? I think I'm gonna head to the fridge.
I'm still detoxing post all inclusive vacation. If you want to have a Coors Light, all you.
Give it to Buddy. Don't take it. I'm sorry.
You didn't like that one.
I'll give it to Buddy.
Really were two crucial plays by Nico. That three and then that steal.
Yep.
After bleeding from the third quarter.
I can't believe Tobias Harris is going to go that under on 3 3-point attempts. I'm serious.
There are so many times where he will miss a three by like 2 feet early in the game, and I'll look over at Tobias and or at Kyle. I'll be like, he's not taking another.
That's it. That's it's over.
No, I get it.
And that second miss was a bad miss.
It was, but that was a long time ago. That's the point.
Just more time for him to think about it.
Long time ago.
A lot of noises coming out of Derek over there.
Look, I'm an old man and I'm on like my fourth meal of the day. One of them was Easter. So like, deal with it.
I will have some very cross words for the Sixers if they somehow lose this game.
Listen, I'm sorry. I don't know who that guy is. I'm just sorry.
I'm sure he's a hardworking young man.
I'm happy for him. He got further than I did.
Oh, wow.
And he just pinned Campaign's layup attempt. That's a good pass. Good scoop, too.
Oh,
8 points.
Guy kind of looks like Aaron Brooks.
Number 8?
Yeah. Same gear, same build.
Aaron Brooks was tough.
Oh
Here we go.
Wow.
I don't care. I don't care.
He made it. I do care, because if I have to talk about this team losing to the goddamn Raptors, I'm going to lose my mind. So I'll take some run-stopping Tobias mid-range makes over the alternative, which is Tobias Harris mid-range misses. We're going to review the pizza?
Yes. I was about to say, Bree, getting some pizza.
Why is it not fair?
I have like high pizza expectations.
New Yorker. Like the Ninja Turtle you're talking about? Yeah. Or maybe this is finally the time to have the Ninja Turtle conversation.
Yeah.
If you were stereotyping me, most people would assume I was a Raph guy. But I was a Leo.
No, I think Leo tracks.
Mostly I just liked that he had the katanas. The katanas were helpful in the comics. Spoilers for anybody who didn't read the 1980s Ninja Turtles comic books. But Leo decapitates Shredder in single combat and saves the rest of his brothers. So he's the best.
So I haven't paid attention to them since I was younger.
I don't think any of us
because you're
a
well-adjusted adult, unlike me, you know?
No.
Who watched the most recent cartoon Ninja Turtle movie with Seth Rogen in them.
That's cool. Because I did say I was going to catch up. I heard it was good.
Tribe Called Quest did part of the soundtrack. I think Wu-Tang was in the, so it was, it felt like a kids movie directed at adults who are trying to get their kids into what they were into.
Right. Yeah, I said I was going to go back and look at it. But I haven't. But when I was younger and they were rolling, of course, I was more of a Michelangelo guy.
Yeah.
Growing up with them.
I was 100% a Michelangelo person growing up.
Yeah.
I feel like now I would probably be more like a Donatello guy just because of my tech shit.
Mr. Tech.
But Michelangelo was 100% who I rode with. It wasn't even close. Wasn't even a debate. I will say, as a more adult-oriented Ninja Turtle, I would check out The Last Ronin, a graphic novel.
I've heard it's amazing. I've never read it.
It's a more adult take on like a future where Michelangelo is the only one who survives, and he's sort of like dealing with the aftermath of that. My brother recommended that to me, and it was it was jarring just because you don't expect Ninja Turtles to be done in a serious manner like that. But it was good.
I've heard nothing but good things.
I think they're coming out with a game based on it too, and a sequel. I think there's a new series coming, but yeah.
Here we go.
All right, they're getting
Donatello so underappreciated, Papa says.
Here's the thing. The reason the Ninja Turtles will always matter is because they don't work without the other members of the team.
Yep.
That's the whole message of, at least of the show. I don't think that was really the point of the comics.
Right.
The show and the movies and all the modern properties reinforce, like, you have Raph and his strength, but also his anger. You have Leo, who is a leader, but it can be too much of a rule follower. Mikey is the levity, which is good and bad, depending on the time. And then Donatello is either the tech genius or a fucking nerd, depending on how they feel about him at a given moment. And they all balance each other out.
All right, we know it's an animated thing, right? Cartoon, all that. Was it weird that they had a rat as a leader?
Oh,
of course. There's a Lil Wayne line that's like, all rats gotta die, even Master Splinter. I think that was on a song he did with 2 Chainz. Yeah, of course it's weird, but it's a show about, it's about mutated turtles who know
love pizza,
karate, and so you gotta just kind of throw your expectations out the window along with that. Clap it up, Tobias.
Surprised that wasn't a ticky-tack foul. That's exactly what we're talking about.
Good help from Cam.
3.5 on the shot clock. It's good pizza. If you heard the crunch, everybody. It's good pizza.
Nice and crisp.
I need to leave the room and try some of the wings.
Yeah, I'm not eating wings on camera.
Not on air. No.
No, I'll do that.
I know my own limitations. We're doing the post-game show with a big... No, I don't...
Don't let them get a good look. Boy, he got lucky right there. He didn't shoot it.
Still waiting on that 3. I feel like there's a decent chance we get it at some point this quarter.
If they have a run and he
just because he's been making mid-range shots and he's
building his confidence up a little bit.
What the fuck was that? I gotta say, Lowry has had more dumb turnovers since joining the team than you would expect from a guy who's like, oh, he's Mr. just does the right things. Ooh. He's going to make Devon remember his name.
He's from Pitt. I don't know. I never saw him.
Can't say I've watched a lot of Pitt basketball recently.
That's Keith Pompey.
I mean, they had a moment when it was like DeJuan Blair.
Oh, yeah.
The other guys that were there at that time.
They had.
But that was when I think they were a number 1 seed, and Scotty Reynolds.
Knight was there.
Took him out.
Was Lance Fields was there as a point guard.
Sixers had a guy.
The other thoracic outlet syndrome NBA player.
From Pitt?
Sam Young, was he the one who was here?
He was here briefly.
Yeah.
The wing. Yeah, he was a wing.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
And he made it.
That was a nice finish, honestly. Jalen McDaniels' revenge game.
Kelly said, no worries.
I mean, this straight up great Kelly game, by the way. What was
he got 32.
Doing?
With the way everyone else is playing, they might need about 10 more from him.
Just give him the damn ball.
Yeah, it was a good finish, McDaniels.
That was always the thing with him, right? Is that every once in a while he'd pull out something like that and go, ooh.
Mm-hmm. I remember the first part.
And then the next 10 minutes you go, oh.
Because when he first got here and he made a couple of threes and we were like, oh, maybe he just really needed to get out of Charlotte.
Yeah. And there's something to that, right? Like when you get spoon-fed the looks, like, okay, you can make that happen.
There you
Big
go,
shot.
man.
There you go. I want to eat those wings, but I don't want to do it.
It's like us. We did it already when we did the Ludacris.
I guess that's but that was
that wasn't on air.
It should have been on camera.
Well, I mean, it was recorded.
All right, well, Derek, it's up to you to talk for the next however many minutes of.
Oh, you know me, Mr. Loquacious over here.
Jay said he liked Sam Young too. Thought he could be something. Yeah, I thought he might have been something too. Physical wing.
Oh wait, there's mozzarella sticks in here too.
Hey, Aaron is in the house. What'd he miss? You know, 17.6 Sixers lead.
Oh, they're garlic parm wings.
Oh, never mind.
Never mind from Devon.
Yeah, I'm out.
Wow.
I feel like garlic parm's like a pretty innocuous, like everyone likes it kind of wing. Like what's the
Vince Devon looked at your wing flavor and said, "Kiss my ass."
I don't think I've ever said I feel like it's something where nobody has a strong reaction either way on garlic parm. I'm actually taken aback by this.
Nah, garlic parm. Nah, I'm good. Thank you though. Go. I don't eat mozzarella sticks either. Yep.
What the hell is wrong with you?
That's why I say, you guys, we've known each other for a long time, but the eating choices, the food choices, I just don't like stuff. I like what I like.
No, I have a moral objection to. Yeah, I'll take a mozzarella stick, of course.
I'm out. Enjoy. Bree, get your mozzarella stick.
Now that we all get a couple since Devon's opting out.
That's right. I'm out. Jay says, seriously, just eat. We don't care. Thank you, Jay. Even though I'm not eating those wings.
From the show that brought you Ketchup Sucks.
That's right.
Comes Devon with, I don't eat mozzarella sticks or garlic parm wings.
Or eggs. You forgot about that.
Oh, yeah, we did talk about this.
You forgot about that. I don't eat eggs.
What is wrong with you?
Yeah. See, I don't care to share it. Eggs out.
I will eat precisely one wing on the show.
And then you're going to eat another. And then another. Al says he's out on the garlic parm too. Out. Yeah, Lil.
I do feel like Vince did us a little dirty. Like boneless wings here would have been much easier and much
boneless wings are
much
just chicken
less
nuggets.
intimidating. Yes, but it's much less
There we
intimidating
go.
to do
The
on air.
boneless wings are just chicken nuggets conversation.
They are though.
Real fast, Aaron says, Ron says, what's my take on vanilla ice cream? It's the best ice cream. I don't do the other stuff. I'll do cookies and cream.
Wait, whoa.
Strawberry. I don't like chocolate.
Like chocolate in general?
I don't like chocolate ice cream.
Okay.
But I mean, look, I can get vanilla with the hot fudge and then it kind of turns into chocolate. I get that. But I can't eat chocolate ice cream.
If you go to a game, a pregame,
Yep.
where they have, ice cream at the Wells Fargo,
I get that.
and they don't have vanilla and they don't have cookies and cream, you're out.
I'm out. I'm not eating chocolate ice cream.
Despicable.
I'm not. Yeah. Lil said, I'm not like Anthony, because Anthony doesn't like eggs either. He doesn't eat eggs either. So he says, I'm not like
tricked
Anthony.
into working with you.
And then he said, matter of fact, Devon is like Anthony. Yes, I am. I just don't like eggs, man. I used to. I don't know. Maybe.
Hey, did we put the paper towels in front of our beautiful Coors Lights? What happened there?
I don't know.
That's not good
We'll
brand
move it.
placement, man.
Look at that. Put it right here. What else? Anybody else want to know anything about my food choices? Because I'll run them all down.
I do, because these sound like, oh, man.
Sixers is like,
Man,
all right,
cooking.
campaign.
You are like there's a little bit of Austin Krell here. Like Austin's way worse.
He said like he doesn't eat wings or something.
He's
right?
never had chicken wings.
He,
And I'm like,
for
hey,
the first time recently, had chicken wings.
I'm like, if that's like if you're a vegetarian or a vegan,
Yeah.
I respect the hell out of that.
But see, I don't know how
He's
that's
like, no,
possible.
I just don't.
It's just more
I've
me.
just never had
I've
it.
tasted things
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I don't like them.
No, he lives in a shelter. I get that.
Yeah, that's different.
Man,
when your
Cam
favorite-
is cooking.
When your favorite food is buttered noodles, like you're weird. You're just weird. At least you've tried it and said no. So
Yeah, I just don't like it.
I can respect that.
Yeah, I don't like it. Chocolate brownie fudge ice cream. Khalil says he'll do that, but he's not a big ice cream fan with all those different flavors. See, I'm not alone.
What was KJ awake? What happened there?
I don't know. Jesse says, are they unhealthy, the mozzarella sticks, or I just not like them? I just don't like them.
I just want to say,
I eat healthy. I eat unhealthy. I can eat eat food.
Ooh,
no, he pisses
okay.
me off because like I see him eating like candy at 11 o'clock at night every day, and he's a freaking
Man,
skinny
Jordan
one.
Noir really heard me talking shit.
Winona says coffee. No, I'm a tea drinker, Winona.
Oh, I can't get through morning without coffee. For that matter, I
don't dislike it.
I can't get through afternoon or night. I don't necessarily love coffee. I just can't live without it.
The flavor is fine. I just don't. It's not my. I just don't drink coffee. Oh,
What is going?
How to blow a 16-point lead in 5 minutes.
don't.
Philadelphia 76ers story.
That looked like a classic low value Buddy Hield foul. He's lucky that didn't go in.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, gentlemen. 5 minutes left. You're up 12. Don't fuck this up.
Ricky should have been in a long time. Like now, Ricky should have been getting the whole fourth quarter.
You know he's not playing now.
That's my point. Should have been playing the whole fourth quarter. Man.
They're just making these guys up.
Yeah. They are. They are.
There are 112 people
Just
sitting
chilling.
here with us
Just
watching
chilling.
a garbage basketball game without Tyrese Maxey and Joel Embiid against a team that won 12 straight, and we've spent most of the show talking about food. For all of you to stick with us, this is tremendous. I can't.
Love each and every one of you.
Make sure y'all stay tuned for the post game.
Which will be a separate stream, just so we're
because we have that too.
We will talk about the game there. I promise you that. No Ninja Turtles, no pizza.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we're not taking that completely off the table. We're just not on the docket to talk about Ninja Turtles anymore.
Nick Batum, 6 of 7, 4 or 5 from 3.
Yeah.
Big night for him.
He didn't make a 3 in a month and a half, and now he's going to waste all of them in one game.
Well,
yeah.
Rather waste them.
They need it tonight, though.
Than
they needed it tonight.
To watch him keep bricking open threes.
We love you too, Boots. Bootzilla.
It is honestly kind of nice because I feel like when we're on a show, you're so worried about having a little bit of, time with no noise, where you're not saying anything, where you're not talking, where it's not it's tougher to be casual. Just sitting here and watching basketball and talking some shit. It's fun. I not super thrilled with it being on Easter. Other than that,
you should have heard Derek before we started the stream.
Look, I had to leave a family event.
These MFers.
But Vince got us pizza and wings, so now we love him again.
And mozzarella sticks.
Anyway, my point is, if this was a better game on a non-Easter, I think this is something that was pretty fun. This was more fun than I was expecting. Let's put it that way.
Look at that.
So Jesse says, do this more. Well,
I think some more will be on the horizon.
Maybe next year, next season. Because we have 7 regular season games after this
playoffs.
Playoffs.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Next season, Jesse.
Playoffs are tough because Kyle and I are still wired to write about the games and be at the games and cover the games in that way. So doing stuff
That's the other
this.
thing. I can't write while we're doing this, which is kind of a problem.
This is Kyle's recap, folks.
This is all you get. Leo's the best turtle. Devon's wing takes are bad. And that's it.
My mom is watching. So she just said she's still watching us. Thanks, Mom. And
thank you, Devon's mom.
And I got to text my kid because they're going to the concert. So I have to make sure
Big
they're
Drake
good.
night.
Big Drake night in Penn State up there.
What is it? Bryce Jordan Center? That's
Bryce
the
Jordan,
name
yep.
of the...
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why I know that. I've never been to the Bryce Jordan Center.
It's a lot of Big Ten basketball that you've watched. That's all.
Yeah, I guess.
That's all.
According to our colleague Rich, Sixers are 4 threes away from setting a franchise record in a game without Joel Embiid and Tyrese Maxey.
And where Tobias Harris has taken and missed both his threes.
He still hasn't. 5 minutes to go. Is he going to take one?
That's wild.
Because, like you said, the run that happens, they'll have the run and he'll
it
spot
seemed
up.
He's in enough of a groove that he'll say, "Yeah, I'll let one go."
Yeah, and he'll actually.
I still
make
think
it.
he
like,
might.
Right here.
Here we go. Here it is.
Look.
There it is.
And he made it. Oh! Look at that. Yes,
we need
Al.
the rap air horn. Burr, 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 burr.
Yes, Al. We won that one. Yes.
There it is. Good job by that's unfortunate.
And Tobias got the strip. All right.
I'm not a coward, so I'm going to have one wing.
Wow.
Hey, Ron. Remember when Larry Brown used to have training camp at Penn State? I remember that. Yes.
I had forgotten all about that.
Yeah, I remember that.
Remember when they used to use PCOM as their practice facility?
Yes,
Oh my God. I remember covering that. I walked in there and that's like my introduction to NBA practice facilities. I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. This can't be where professional athletes train. This is a joke.
Completely embarrassed.
Shout out to my man.
And
Mark.
then my first coach I interviewed was Eddie Jordan, and the first GM I interviewed was Ed Stefanski. I'm like, this can't be the highest level of basketball. This just can't be. Like, have I been putting this up on a pedestal? Is this all fake? But no.
Amazing
it turns out they
times.
were all bad at their jobs or roles.
Amazing times, man. Lil said, ring the bell. There you go. Ring the bell.
Ding, ding. Somebody's revving up out there. Gary. I mostly can't stand how he says Gary Trent's name. I'm sure that guy's a nice enough guy.
Was it like that when you were in the arena? You just couldn't take
I
it?
think that's why. I've just been to enough games there where I'm like,
come on, man. Good pass, though.
yeah.
Of course, Oubre makes the 30-footer contested and then misses that one. Shooting is weird.
Basketball is weird for that matter.
Oh, my daughter's still here too. She said she's still here.
Hey.
There you go.
Family all.
Family all in.
All views count the same, man.
That's right.
Oh, boy.
Family's in.
Single digits. Gary.
What did they just go up? Like 15? Didn't they just go up 15 or something? Come on, man. Oh, Jay worked at Pecan.
Really?
So he used to see me from time to time in the Pecan.
No, he's saying he worked in the same building as
in the same building.
Yeah.
Down the street from Pecan. All right. Ran into Andrew Bynum. Andrew Bynum used to walk on City Ave. He used to just walk on City Ave.
Andrew Bynum used to do whatever the hell he wanted. That's, I think, probably the more accurate way of describing his time in Philadelphia. It really is like, I wonder how different all our lives would be if Andrew Bynum, 1, was healthy and 2 had just been like semi-normal here. Because I really respected at the time the swing they were taking there. I think Bynum was super talented.
Doug said something I completely agreed with. He said, I agreed with almost nothing else that Doug Collins said, but he said, look, we evaluated where we were after that Celtics series. We felt like we reached the pinnacle of where we could go with the squad, so we took a chance, 100%.
That was what I thought at the time was a really smart look in the mirror to say that and acknowledge that. Unfortunately, the guy they gambled on was not just a ticking time bomb medically, but a complete wackadoo. So.
Do you feel like they couldn't do anything else as far as adding to that team with Iguodala, Drew Holiday? Because maybe Turner would have had to
huge campaign.
Bang.
Yeah, for sure. Maybe Turner would have maybe had to move on. But as far as the core, let's say if it was Iguodala and Holiday, was there anything else that they probably could have done to at least keep those two?
Yeah, and that's the thing you don't know. Like, does Evan Turner have trade value at that point? Were there other ways they could pivot? I know one of their plans was Al Jefferson, and that's one of the people they were targeting. I don't think Al Jefferson gets that squad anywhere near a title. I'm not sure the people in charge there had the foresight of what they would have needed to do to build a winner around that team. But you just don't know. Like, that's always
is that 20 for Tobias that he hit his over?
19, I think. Jay says 1 shy.
19, yeah. You just don't know the opportunity. Oh, and he took that third 3 too.
Yeah.
You just don't know what other opportunities were out there, and that's always what makes it tough to evaluate. Like, we talk about the rumors that are out there. We talk about the decisions they did make or the ones that we know that they could have made, but there's so many more paths out there that it's tough to say. And I think the best case or the best example of that is always like, what were the 100 offers they had for Ben Simmons before he started his downslide? You just don't know. I think there's a case you could have gotten like a top 5 draft pick in like a Luka type draft, and who fucking knows what you could have done.
Yeah.
But you just don't know.
What was the outside of Embiid, of course, because you had Okafor, Noel, what was the one that you thought they should have done maybe draft-wise and they didn't do it?
Wow.
And
over with authority.
And hung on the rim.
Wow.
What was one? Was it Porzingis? You just do it, even though they wouldn't let him talk to Hinkie?
Oh, they're not talking to Hinkie didn't matter. Okafor didn't talk to Hinkie either.
No, I'm just saying. Do you just do it?
Sure.
Do you take Porzingis instead of?
If you believe in him, sure. Like, they don't.
I'm asking you. Just being around here and I
don't care about talking to players before the draft. That means nothing.
No, I mean you scouting them and saying this is what you should have done instead of taking Okafor.
So this always.
How many putback dunks does Tobias have in his Sixers career?
Not
Maybe
many.
Like 3.
More than charges, but not many.
Good for him. Good game.
I know at one point I had Porzingis in my top 3 on my big board. And I wrote beforehand that I thought that Porzingis had more upside than Okafor, but I still had Okafor third.
Okay.
And that kills me because in my gut, I liked Porzingis more as a player. I just didn't necessarily have.
You're just a fucking coward.
I think I was a coward on that one. I'm not. Truthfully, I wasn't. I needed to be convinced about Porzingis, and it was just tough to evaluate him. The one I really struggled with was changing direction and whether or not he could defend in space, because playing over there in the ACB, it was tough to evaluate that. And I just didn't know if he had the toughness and the physicality, but I love the skill set. I frankly love, but yes, that is, I think, one.
Is that the one?
No, the one is your cousin.
Okay.
In that draft. That was a real fuck up. And the other one is, honestly, like, I think people give Hinkie a pass for Giannis when they shouldn't.
I agree.
And
Michael Carter-Williams?
And I say that, well, 2 picks, Nerlens too.
Yeah. Well,
I'm just looking at more because it was obvious, because Giannis ended up going 15th. I think I had him rated 10th in that draft, so I was willing to take that gamble, because at that point, when you're talking about the 11th pick in the draft, the expected value of that pick is so low that when you have somebody with Giannis's insane physical tools, especially when you have a window that Sam Hinkie had and a long vision that he had, if he was really playing the long game, I thought he would have played, even if you didn't think there was a high probability of Giannis working out, the upside was worth it with the 11th pick. That's of Sam's decisions, because I think there's a lot that goes into the
God campaign
that we don't necessarily have enough time for with 51 seconds left in this game.
Mm-hmm.
The one that disappointed me from Hinkie was Giannis, because he was supposed to be all about the high upside long-term play.
Yeah, and you had the 2 picks. After you settled in on Nerlens Noel at 6, the Carter-Williams piece, you take that chance. If it's about taking the chance, you take that chance.
Yep.
And that's why I thought I agree with you on that one. By the way, with that 3, that's the new record, franchise record. They tied it with that Nico Batum.
That's insane.
That's the franchise record.
With this group of guys.
24.
Hey, credit to these guys tonight, man. Like, shot the absolute piss out of the ball. I know it's the Raptors. They suck, and we'll get into it on the postgame show. But you got to show up and take care of business.
Yeah.
Got it done on the road.
Look at that. Look at that.
135-120 final. Your Philadelphia 76ers with no Joel, no Tyrese, scored 135 points in a professional basketball game.
And broke a franchise record of made threes. Look at that.
That's a
25.
We need to hit the bell. That's a ding. That's a ding if I ever heard or seen one.
Look at Kelly. 32. And they get most importantly, they get the win, but they needed a win. They needed to snap that losing streak, pick up that W, play against a bad team, do your job, and beat that bad team. That's exactly what they did. Good. They needed that. All right, what's going on with the other games? Let's see.
We probably need to think of all our back end stuff for this next stream we're gonna do. Eh?
We should probably have a headline description ready to go. Yeah.
Yeah. It's now the time to say goodbye to our watch along.
Yeah.
Is that what we're doing, Bree? We're saying goodbye? All right. Well, watch along viewers, we thank you. And we hope that you can stick around with us for our post game.
We'll be right back in probably the next 5-10 minutes.
Yeah, so we're coming right back.
We'll take an off-camera bathroom break, which I want to be clear is off-camera.
Off-camera
despite
bathroom
what Devon
break.
alluded to the other day.
So we want to thank everybody for hanging out with us for this part. We'll be back for our post-game show on this Easter. And so you go have your bathroom break. Do whatever you need to do. But come back, because we're going to do the post-game right here on the PHLY Sixers post-game show. Good win over an ugly team. They needed it. We'll talk about it next.
We all silly like the mayor.